Time now for Green Bay Bullfrog Baseball on WOCO Stereo FM.
Jeremiah was a bullfrog, was a good friend of mine.
Today's game being brought to you by 24/7 Well and Pump, Islandfeld, Scatcherd, and Anderson, the NW Credit Union, O'Connell Pharmacy, the O'Connell Falls Insurance, Stevenson National Bank and Trust, and with Piggly Wiggly, also by America Inn, Brew Pub Pizza, Cellcom, Tri-City Glass, and Triangle Distributing.
At 24/7 Well and Pump Service, we mean just that. Water will be available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Call 920-848-2407 or 920-604-2407, and a licensed professional will come out to your site, whether it is a water system installation, repair, well inspection, or install underground water lines. They'll be there. Call 920-848-2407 or 920-604-2407. We're in the O'Connell Falls area Yellow Pages. 24/7 Well and Pump Service, Fireside Road, O'Connell Falls.
Do you feel like you're paying too much for your medication? Stop in at O'Connell Pharmacy and see our pharmacist, Ron Poom, about our cost minimization program. We can save you some money. The O'Connell Pharmacy, our family helping your family.
States, number 34, Kyle Benio. Hitting third, the shortstop from San Jose State, number 29, Aaron Fleshner.
Hello and welcome to Capco Park here in Amequon, Wisconsin. My name is Bill Knight, voice of the Bullfrogs, where the Frogs have traveled to take on the Lake Shore Chinooks. The Bullfrogs, of course, coming off of a heartbreaker last night in a game where they were up by 2 runs going into the 9th inning. However, could not come away with the victory as the Lakeshore Chinooks would have a 8-run top of the 9th inning. The Bullfrogs, after that contest, dropped to 9-17 on the season. They're currently tied for 8th place in the South Division with the Wisconsin Woodchucks. The Woodchucks on a 3-game losing streak. The Bullfrogs, they're on a 5-game skid. Last night, the Lakeshore Chinooks, of course, get the victory over the Bullfrogs, as they are now 12-14 on the season. They snapped their 2-game winning streak and managed a win last night, moving to 5-5 in their last 10 games. The Bullfrogs, 3-7 in their last 10. That's worst in the South, tied with the Kalamazoo Growlers. Take a look at the South Division standings. The Wisconsin Rapids Raptors have continued their tear on the South Division. They're 22-4 and support a 5-game winning streak, which is good for best in the league. The Kenosha Kingfish dropped their first game of their series last night. They're 17-10 and 5.5 games back from the Wisconsin Rapids Raptors. The Battle Creek Bombers sit at 3rd in the South at 15-11. They would win their first game last night in their series. The Rockford Rivets at 15-11. They lost their first game in the series last night despite sweeping the Bullfrogs 2 games ago. The Madison Mallards currently sit at 5th. They have the second best winning streak in the league. They're on a 4-game streak of getting wins. They're 14-12. The Lakeshore Chinooks then come in behind them 14-12, or rather 12-14. The Fond du Lac Dock Spiders sit at 11-16. The Bullfrogs tied in 8th place with the Woodchucks, 11-16. Of course, the Dock Spiders, the Bullfrogs and Woodchucks, 9-17 and 9-17. The Kalamazoo Growlers at the bottom of the South Division. They sit 2 games behind the Bullfrogs, 7-19. Take a quick look at the North Division. At the top of the table, it's the Waterloo Bucks and the St. Cloud Rocks. And in the cellar, the Loggers and the Thunder Bay Border Cats. Let's take a look at the games going on around the league today. Of course, the Green Bay Bullfrogs have traveled to take on the Lakeshore Chinooks. The Battle Creek Bombers have traveled to Rockford to take on the Rivets. The Eau Claire Express have traveled to Duluth to take on the Huskies. The Mallards are in Wausau taking on the Wisconsin Woodchucks. The Fond du Lac Duck Spiders are in Kenosha taking on the Kingfish. The Bismarck Larks are in La Crosse, Wisconsin taking on the Loggers. The Rochester Hunkers are in St. Cloud taking on the Rocks. The Wisconsin Rapids Rafters are in a game against the Kalamazoo Growlers. It's the bottom of the second, all tied up 0-0. The Wilmer Stingers are taking on the Mankato Moondogs today. And in the top of the second inning, the Waterloo Bucks currently trail the Thunder Bay Border Cats in Canada 1-0. That's your league schedule and the standings for today's game as well. Let's take a look at the lineups for both teams. The lineups for the Lakeshore Chinooks. Batting first and playing second at base, Matthew Micah. Batting second, the center fielder, Joe Duncan. Batting third, playing first base, Ryland Thomas. Batting fourth and behind the plate at catcher, Nick Gatewood. Batting fifth and the designated hitter today, Jacob Richardson. Batting sixth and playing third base, Matt Birch. Batting seventh, playing center field, T.J. Ragoose. Batting eighth and the shortstop, Royce Ando. Batting ninth, the right fielder, Connor Kimple. And on the mound tonight for the Lakeshore Chinooks will be Tyler Jandro. We're going to step aside for the national anthem here in Lakeshore. Thanks for tuning in to the Bullfrogs pregame show. When we come back, we'll give you the Bullfrogs starting pitcher and starting lineup. Stay tuned. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network.
Just like a great coach, State Farm agents Margie Dahl, Oconto, and Paul Huberty and Lena can help you develop a game plan for your insurance needs. Whether it's car, home, life, health, or business, agents Margie Dahl and Paul Huberty can help you find the affordable coverage you need. When your life and goals change, agents Margie Dahl and Paul Huberty will be there to help you adjust your insurance game plan with a free family insurance checkup. So for all your insurance needs, call on a winner. State Farm agents Margie Dahl at 834-5151 and Paul Huberty at 829-5555.
Triangle Distributing is a diversified distributor of high-quality beverages that is focused on providing customer satisfaction, service with well-trained personnel that drives the market through teamwork, goals, and strong relationships.
Attention pizza lovers, have you tried a Brewpub pizza? Designed to be the best of the best pub pizzas ever made, every Brewpub Lots of Matza pizza is made with your favorite premium meats and veggies and topped with over a half pound of award-winning Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. Brewpub Lots of Matza pizzas are made right here in Wisconsin. Brewpub Lots of Matza pizzas are available at your local grocer and tavern. Check Brewpub Pizzas out at facebook.com/brewpubpizza and get more details at brewpubpizza.com. Brewpub Lots of Matza pizzas, official frozen pizza of the Green Bay Bullfrogs.
Tired of running to the bank for every little check? You can save a trip to the bank with the convenience of mobile check deposit from the Stevenson National Bank and Trust. Snapping a picture with our app is as safe as depositing checks at one of our 7 locations. No more rushing to the bank before closing to make those important deposits. Visit snbt.com to enroll for mobile check deposit today. The Stevenson National Bank and Trust, 101 Bray Lake Way in Oconto. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hello and welcome back to Capco Park. My name is Illinois, voice of the Bullfrogs, and a welcome to Northwoods League Baseball, where we have a South Division matchup on tap for you tonight. The Green Bay Bullfrogs taking on the Lakeshore Chinooks for Game 2 of this series. Last night, the Bullfrogs would drop Game 1 in heartbreaking fashion, where they had a 2-run lead going into the 9th, but it would be squandered. Your starting lineup tonight for the Green Bay Bullfrogs, leading things off, will be the red-hot Alonzo Jones. He'll be playing center field tonight, the Vanderbilt product. Batting second out of Youngstown State, the designated hitter, Kyle Benio. Batting third out of San Jose State and playing shortstop, Aaron Pleschner. Batting fourth, the right fielder tonight out of Gonzaga, Troy Johnston. Batting fifth, the first baseman out of Scottsdale Community College, Alex Pinner. Batting sixth and behind the plate at catcher out of Kent State, Brad Hamilton. Batting seventh, the left fielder tonight out of UC Irvine, Mikey Falia. And batting eighth, the third baseman out of Northwestern, Willie Bourbon. And in the 9-hole, playing second base out of Oakland University, Ben Hart. On the bump tonight for the Bullfrogs will be Will Gilbert out of Baylor University. Gilbert yet to record any stats for Baylor, however, as he's a recent transfer from a Division III program. He went to that Division III school and then transferred over the winter during his freshman season, so still yet to even practice with the team, but he'll be with them next year. He's excited for it as well. I spoke with him, and he said he can't wait to get out there for the Bears. Nonetheless, he'll get his first start on the season here tonight. Has appeared in quite the few games for the Bullfrogs in a relief, and currently holds a ERA of 5.78. Has appeared in 5 games, pitched 9 1/3 innings, allowing 6 earned runs. Has walked 8 and struck out 5, has an 0-1 record. Had one game where he really struggled, and that was his first appearance when he did get that loss, but since then has pitched relatively well for the Bullfrogs. You take away the contest against the Lakeshore Chinooks where he kind of squandered away some runs due to some wild pitches, but since then, his last 3 appearances has not allowed but 1 earned run. Nonetheless, just got underway here in the top of the first inning. Left-handed pitcher Tyler Jandrone deals in a fastball that finds the zone 0-1. He kicks his leg and sends in the 0-2 pitch, which is swung on and fouled back into the backstop. 0-2. Alonzo Jones dug in here for the Bullfrogs, who have really just had an unbelievable start to the season for the Frogs. Has 14 hits in his last 20 at-bats. 0-2 offering to him. Runs high, 85-mile-per-hour fastball, 1-2. Jones just finished up his sophomore season with the Commodores, where he went all the way to the Super Regionals with the team. However, did not get to play in the NCAA tournament. 1-2 pitch, fastball, just missed. I thought that was strike 3, even to the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jones on the season batting .457. Well, that's because to start off the year really struggled. Since then, however, is now supporting a 6-game hit streak. The 2-2 offering to him. Fastball, ground ball left side. Third baseman Birch gets on over to it, throws it across the field over to Ryland Thomas, who grabs it for the first out. Alonzo Jones retired. That will bring up Kyle Benio, the designated hitter. Benio out of Youngstown State University. Played his way onto the full roster for the Bullfrogs after signing a temporary contract to start his career here in Green Bay. First pitch he sees, check swing, it was outside, 1-0. Leads this Green Bay Bullfrogs team in home runs with 4. 1-0 pitch, swung on, that one's fouled away right side. A 1-1 count now. Benio coming into the game for the Bullfrogs, supporting a batting average of just around 219 or so. That's a number that's gone all the way up to 300 at one point in the season, but kind of has tampered off since. A 1-1 pitch skips across the plate and hits the chest of Gatewood, who's behind the plate again tonight for the Chinooks after having a great game last night, which included a 2-run shot over the right field wall. 2-1 offering. Swung on. That's a high pop-up and shallow right. Running to his left is the right fielder, in fact, Connor Kimple, who calls off the second baseman who had ventured out into the outfield to try to make the play. But a nice job by Kimple to call him off and to make this snag. 2 up, 2 down. That'll bring up Aaron Pleschner, the shortstop out of San Jose State.
Shortstop Aaron Pleschner.
Aaron Pleschner coming in the game batting .296. Last night for the Frogs would go 1 for 5 with a walk. Watches the first one to go by for a ball, 1-0. Pleschner currently on a 7-game hit streak of his own. Had a hit streak of 11 to start the season. 1-0 pitch. Fastball that's in there, 1-1. Actually supports a hit streak of 9 as he came in against Rockford as a defensive replacement but did not have a plate appearance. 1-1 pitch. That one's low in the dirt. 2-1 count here with 2 outs on the board. Nobody on. We just got underway here. Top of the first inning, all tied up 0-0. Pleschner digs back in. Waves his bat around. The 2-1 offering. Swung on, a pop-up right side foul territory. Out of the stands and into the picnic area here behind the grandstands on the right side. Aaron Pleschner's, of course, here with his teammate Brent Bautista, who is inactive tonight due to an injury. He's been out for about a month or so, but still travels with the team and takes BP and etc. The 2-2 pitch. Fastball swung on. That one's fouled back. Pleschner fights off some pitches here, as we're at 2 balls and 2 strikes and 2 outs. Would record a multi-hit day against the Rivets 2 games ago in that 4-5 loss. Went 2 for 4 with a run. Supporting a .369 on base percentage. 2-2 pitch, runs inside. Full count now. So 2 close losses in a row for the Bullfrogs. I think you can call the game last night a close loss despite the fact the Frogs lost by 6. You take away that inning and the Bullfrogs nearly played a complete game. They hit well, they pitched well at times, and it all fell apart. Payoff pitch, so 1 gone and missed. Strike 3. Bullfrogs go down in order, 1, 2, 3. Tyler Jandrone grabs his first K of the day. That'll do it for the top half of the inning. On to the bottom half we go. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network.
American Inn Lodge and Suites Green Bay West is the ideal location for your next stay, whether you're traveling for business or pleasure. They are proud to provide the amenities you want most and deliver them at the highest level possible, starting with comfortable, quieter guest rooms. Welcome to genuine American hospitality.
Hi folks, this is David from Witt's Piggly Wiggly in Oconto Falls. Are you sick of rising gas prices? Well, at Witt's we have a solution. When you purchase qualified groceries with blue shelf stickers, and there's hundreds throughout our store, you build up discounts for 15 gallons of gas on your club card. Then when you fill up at our Pig Stop pumps, just scan your card and watch the gas price drop. So scan your card, shop the blue stickers, and save money on gas at the Pig in Oconto Falls.
Rainbow Play Systems, offering hundreds of combinations of wood and play sets.
Hello and welcome back to Capco Park here at Concordia University. My name is Nolan Knight, voice of the Bullfrogs. About to get underway here with the bottom of the first inning. Bullfrogs all knotted up 0-0 with the Chinooks after going down in order in the top half of the frame. 1, 2, 3. William Gilbert out on the mound here for the Bullfrogs, his first start of the season. Gilbert, a Texas guy. Of course, grew up not too far from Baylor University. He's from Plano, Texas. Back in high school was a Texas Region Honorable Mention All-American. Was ranked the 63rd best right-handed pitcher out of Texas at the time, which has some respectable baseball. 1-1. Got confused by the scoreboard, rather. First pitch goes by for a ball. At bat is number 1. Of course, Matthew Micah, the second baseman. Watches the 1-0 go by for a strike, a 1-1 count now. Gilbert deals it in. It's a changeup that finds the zone 75. Overcast day here on this Monday evening. 1-2 pitch across the dirt. 2-2. Bounces before it gets to the plate. Breeze blowing from left to right field. Not too heavy, but it is quite windy. 2-2 pitch. Line drive, foul ball left side. Foul. We'll stay at 2-2. Here at Capco Park. Not a bad crowd for a Monday, I'd say. 2-2 pitch. Swung on. That one's fouled off. As the backyard patio out there in left field. Relatively full. There was no one out there last time the Bullfrogs traveled to Capco Park, but they sold it out for tonight. 2-2 offering. Swung on. That one's fouled away as well, as Micah fighting off some pitches here in his first at bat tonight. Grandstands here go all the way around down the third base and first base side. 2-2 pitch swung on. A ground ball to Ben Hart at second. Grabs it, throws it over to Pinner at first, and it's in time. A nice play from the second baseman who has struggled in the field this season. So, first batter retired. On to the second. Joe Duncan, the center fielder, will dig in. Joe Duncan out of Eastern Illinois. Grew up in Highland, Illinois. Just finished up his junior season where he batted .331. Watches the first one go by for a strike. 0-1 here. 0-1 delivery. Fastball. That one misses outside, however. A 1-1 count here with one out on the board. On deck here for the Chinooks will be Ryland Thomas, the first baseman. 1-1 pitch. That one misses as well. A 2-1 count now. The dimensions here, 404 in center, 317 down the left field line, and 319 down the right field line. 2-1 pitch swung on. It's a little blooper into shallow center. That drops fair. Alonzo Jones running forward, can't make a play on it. And Joe Duncan grabs the first base hit of the game. And that will bring up the first baseman, Ryan Thomas. Ryland Thomas out of Central Florida. Just finished up his freshman season where he batted .303. Was named a freshman All-American second team this past season. First pitch into him, runs outside. A solid job by catcher behind the plate today for the Bullfrogs, Brad Hamilton. Gilbert sends in the 1-0 pitch. It's swung on and fouled back, 1-1. 344 in left center as well. Not a small park, but not a huge park either. Gets windy here, and some days I've been told it's real easy to get a ball out of here. Runner off from first, throw down from Brad Hamilton comes in and actually hits off the top of the helmet of Joe Duncan and escapes into left field, and he stands up and runs on over to third. Brad Hamilton's throws off target. Sliding into second was Duncan. And it runs out into left field. Mikey Falia has to run over and pick it up and throw it in, but not before Duncan scampers over to third base off of the E2. 1-2 pitch, breaking ball runs high, a 2-2 count now. Last night the Chinooks proved that they would be aggressive on the base pass, stealing multiple bases, and so far already one here as well. 2-2 pitch, that one's low. Another solid job from the catcher to block that one. Gilbert struggling to get a hold of all of his pitches. He's found the zone a few times, but a couple balls Hamilton's had to work for to keep it from getting behind him. A full count now. Duncan takes a lead from third. The payoff pitch is swung on. It's a fly ball into deep center. Tracking back is Alonzo Jones at the wall, and it's gone. A 2-run shot to start the bottom of the first inning. A fly ball deep to dead center. Alonzo Jones can't do anything but watch it go over the wall, and the Bullfrogs trail 2-0 here in the bottom of the first. It was a 2-run shot to start off the game yesterday for the Chinooks, and they do it again here in the bottom of the first. Nick Gatewood, of course, the owner of the 2-run shot yesterday. He squares in with one out on the board. He's batting .333 on the season, watches the first one go by for a ball, takes a cut at the second. Ground ball over the first, a nice play by the first baseman, Alex Pinner, running to his left, makes the grab, throws it over to Will Gilbert, who steps on the bag, beating out Gatewood by 4 or 5 steps for the second out. That will bring up the 5-hole hitter, Jacob Richardson, the designated hitter today for the Chinooks. Out of Southern Arkansas. This past season for the Mule Riders would bat .366. What first pitch goes by him for the ball. The 1-0 offering does as well. 2-0 count now with 2 outs on the board and nobody on after the Nick Gatewood ground out to first. Gilbert rocks back, sends in the 2-0. It's a fastball that finds the zone. 2-1. Two-one pitch. Goes by for a ball. A 3-1 count here now. Richardson batting .277 on the season. 3-1 offering to him. That one runs low. It's ball 4. It's the first runner that's Will Gilbert, or batter rather I should say. And then Will Gilbert has walked all game. And now another base runner for the Chinooks here in the first inning as the 6-hole hitter squares in now, Matt Birch. Matt Birch squares in here, the third baseman. Out of the University of Arkansas. Takes a cut at the first pitch he sees. Ground ball up the middle of the field. Aaron Pleschner running to his left. Grabs it near the second base bag and steps on it as well for the unassisted out over there at second. Third out up on the board. That does it for the first inning. The Bullfrogs let up a 2-run shot off the bat of Rylan Thomas, and they trail 2-0 here after 1. On to the top of the second we go. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. Stay tuned.
Tri-City Glass and Doors, locally owned and family operated, and has been since 1960. Specializing in commercial glass projects and automotive glass repair. Having grown up right here in Northeast Wisconsin, Tri-City understands your needs and wants to be the residential glass and door professionals you can count on. They're here for your family in all of life stages, from building an addition on your home for your newborn to applying Aquapel to your new driver's car. Additionally, they are locally owned, so there's no hoops to jump through. You can call them or come in at any time to talk directly to one of their glass and door experts.
Just like a great coach, State Farm agents Margie Dolan, Oconto, and Paul Huberty and Lena can help you develop a game plan for your insurance needs. Whether it's car, home, life, health, or business, agents Margie Dolan and Paul Huberty can help you find the affordable coverage you need. When your life and goals change, agents Margie Dolan and Paul Huberty will be there to help you adjust your insurance game plan with a free family insurance checkup. So, for all your insurance needs, call on a winner. State Farm agents Margie Dolan at 834-5151 and Paul Huberty at 829-5555.
Welcome back to Capco Park here at Concordia University. About to get away with the top of the second inning where the Bullfrogs trail the Chinooks 2-0. Came off the bat of Ryland Thomas, who belted a home run deep in dead center. Due up for the Frogs in this inning will be the 4, 5, 6 hitters, Troy Johnston, Alex Pinner, and Brad Hamilton. Troy Johnston out of Gonzaga University, the left-handed hitter on the season for the Bullfrogs. Coming into the game supporting a batting average of .269. He's got 21 hits on the year to go along with 15 RBIs, that number most on the team. Stands in, takes a cut at the first pitch he sees. It's a high pop-up in the infield. Third baseman Birch gets underneath of it and grabs it awkwardly, but does get underneath of it for the first down. Of course, last night we saw Birch get underneath a pop fly in the infield, and it just kind of bounced off of his glove, and it would load the bases. Bullfrogs would get 2 runs off of it, and which would result in a 3-run inning at the time, giving the Bullfrogs the lead. Alex Pinner stands in. Switch hitter batting righty here against the left-handed pitcher. Watches the first one go by for a strike, 0-1. Pinner has been hot here recently, but batting .236 coming into the contest. 0-1 offering to him. Fastball that runs inside, 1-1. Alex Pinner stands in, supporting the white batting gloves. Bullfrogs in their alternative uniforms here on the road. Takes a cut at the 1-1 and misses. 1-2 count now. Pinner comes set, waves the lumber around. Tyler Jandrone comes set, rocks back, and sends in the 1-2. It runs high, a 2-2 count now. Alex Pinner here in his last 5 games for the Frogs is batting .250. 3 for his last 12. 2-2 pitch, swung on and missed. Strike 3, second out on the board. And the second strikeout of the day for Tyler Jandrone. That'll bring up Brad Hamilton, the catcher for the Frogs. Hamilton, of course, on the season supporting a very respectable batting average for the Bullfrogs of .328. That number all the way up to .460 at one point this season, but he's cooled off. Here in his last 10 games, batting just .118. Takes a cut at the first pitch he sees and misses. And then watches the 0-1 go outside wide. A 1-1 count here with 2 outs on the board and nobody on. Top of the second inning, Bullfrogs trail 2-0. 1-1 pitch outside. 2-1 count now to Hamilton. Hamilton, of course, out of Kent State, where the Golden Flashes this past season would bat just around .220. Stands in, waves the lumber around, supporting his black and or black, red, and white batting gloves. Watches the 2-1 run inside. Check swung at it. Appeal down to first. They said he went around. Evens the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hamilton awaits. Jandrone rocks back and sends in the 2-2. Fastball swung on. Ground ball to Birch at third. Throw across the field in time. Easily beating out the catcher. Bullfrogs go down in order for the second straight inning. That'll do it here for the top of the second. On to the bottom half we go. Bullfrogs trailed the Chinooks 2-0. Stay tuned. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network.
Have you discovered the privileges of membership? NEW Credit Union is a full-service, member-owned financial cooperative where many of the services are low cost or no cost. NEW Credit Union offers a full range of financial management products, including savings, share draft checking, consumer, auto, recreational vehicle, and home loans, as well as financial counseling resources. Offices are located at 301 Jackson Street, O'Connell Falls, 405 Pecor Street, O'Connell, and 717 East Main Street, Surrey. Online at newcu.org. We also have easy member account access with your smartphone through our mobile money app. NEW Credit Union is federally insured by the National Credit Union Administration and is an equal housing opportunity lender, serving all who live or work in Brown, Marinette, Oconto, and Shawano counties. Members matter most at NEW Credit Union, where we can help you own it.
Hello and welcome back to Capco Park here at Concordia University. My name is Dylan Knight, voice of the Bullfrogs, about to get underway with the bottom of the second inning. The Bullfrogs trail the Chinooks here early 2-0. It comes off the bat of the first baseman, Ryland Thomas. Sends a home run deep into dead center, and the Frogs go down 2-0. It was the first home run that Will Gilbert's given up all season. And we'll see if he can bounce back here in the bottom of the second. As he's still out there for the Frogs, the right-handed hurler out of Baylor. Due up for the Lakeshore Chinooks will be TJ Reduce, Royce Ando, and Connor Kimple, the 7, 8, 9 hitters. TJ, the center fielder tonight for the Chinooks. He stands in, the left-handed hitter out of Baylor. First pitch he sees, runs outside. 1-0. Comes into the game supporting just a 166 batting average, but does have a home run and 3 RBIs. 1-1 pitch. Fastball swung on, and a little bloop around the left field. Mikey Falia running to his right, finds a spot underneath of it and makes the grab for the first out. That'll bring up the 8-hole hitter, Royce Ando. Ando, the shortstop out of Michigan State, out of Ontario. Some international flair to the roster here in Lakeshore. Just finished up his sophomore season where he batted .281. First pitch he sees, runs wide, a 1-0 count. Gilbert kicks his leg and sends in the 1-0. That one's in there, 1-1. It's a cool afternoon here tonight. Temperatures just around 55, 50 degrees or so. It's going to get cold once the sun runs down. 1-1 pitch runs high, a 2-1 pitch. In fact, left-handed hurler for the Bullfrogs, Jaron Toby, joked about letting him come up here and do some color commentary because he did not want to sit in the bullpen once the sun goes down. I wouldn't blame him. It will be cold down there, especially with this wind that sits in just off of the lake here at Concordia University. 2-2 pitch, runs low. A full count now. 3 balls and 2 strikes, 1 out on the board. It's not a whipping wind by any means, more of a breeze, I would say. Payoff pitch, swung on. It's a line drive to the second baseman. Ben Hart makes a relatively tough play on it where he kind of has to throw it down on the ground instead of making the line drive out catch. It's an awkward little bounce towards him, but he managed to pick it up and sidearm it over the pinner for the 4-3 out. 2 retired. That'll bring up Connor Kimple, the right fielder. Kimple reigns out of Oklahoma State, where he did not receive much playing time this past season during his freshman campaign. Watches the first one go by for a ball, a 1-0 count. That one swung on, a ground ball to Pleshner at shortstop, throw across the field in time, beating Kimple by a step. Will Gilbert, after giving up the home run, puts him down in order here in the bottom of the second. Back to the top of the third we go. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. Stay tuned.
Combine the flavors of Italy with the heart of the Irish, add some Chicago flair, and you've got Gallagher's Pizza. For the best Chicago-style pizza north of the Illinois border, Gallagher's Pizza is your destination. Call now for delivery or pickup in Green Bay and De Pere. Gallagher's Pizza, home of the best lunch buffet in town.
Visiting teams and combinations are brought to you by American Inn Lodge and Suites, Green Bay West. For toll-free reservations, contact 800-634-3444. American Inn Lodge and Suites, Green Bay West. Welcome to genuine American Inn hospitality.
If you don't know everything about insurance, you'll profit from the knowledge and experience at the Oconto Falls Insurance Center, 113 North Main Street, downtown Oconto Falls. You'll benefit from their thorough analysis of the insurance that you really need. They'll recommend the companies and policies that are the best for you. At the Oconto Falls Insurance Center, they specialize in complete coverage of all your insurance needs. Call the Oconto Falls Insurance Center, 113 North Main Street, downtown Oconto Falls.
Hello and welcome back to Cavco Park here at Concordia University. Top of the third about to get underway. Due up for the Frogs will be the 7, 8, 9 hitters as they've gone down in order for the past 2 frames. It'll still be Tyler Jandrone out on the bump for the Lakeshore Chinooks. Of course, the lone Chinooks starter that still has a 0.00 ERA. Granted, has just 1 start where he pitched 4 innings, allowed just 1 hit in those 4, and he struck out 4. Has yet to let up a hit here so far in this one, but we're just 2 frames in. The lefty comes set, shakes his head at 1 pitch, nods at the next, kicks his leg, and sends in the 0-1. It's outside for a ball, 1-1 count. Mikey Falia dug in for the Frogs. Just finished up his freshman season at UC Irvine. 1-1 offering, outside, a 2-1 count. Just 11 at-bats this past season for the Anteaters. However, has proven to be a bright spot so far for the Frogs in his limited playing time as he joined the team late. 2-1 pitch, swung on, base hit up the middle of the field. There's the first base runner of the day for the Bullfrogs, and it comes off the bat of Mikey Falia. I just mentioned that he's been a bright spot in his 6 games. He's got 7 hits for a .333 batting average, and he's got the first hit of the day for the Bullfrogs here in the top of the 3rd inning. Runner at first now with no outs on the board, and Willie Bourbon will dig in. The 3rd baseman out of Northwestern University. First pitch he sees. Fastball runs inside. He leans away from it. A 1-0 count. Bourbon asked to do quite a lot here for the Bullfrogs. We've seen him take ground balls at second base. He's played third. He's played first. Just kind of the all-around guy here recently. 1-0 pitch runs high. A 2-0 count. Of course, teammates with one of the Lakeshore players, Jack Dunn. Saw them yesterday embrace before the game over near home plate. A nice little conversation. Got to caught up before the game. We're chirping at each other as well. Gotta love it. 2-0 pitch. It's in there. A 2-1 count here with no outs on the board and a runner over at first. Urban stands in the lefty, supporting his Northwestern batting gloves. 2-1 runs high. 3-1 count now. Lakeshore Chinooks in there, all whites, with Chinooks written across the chest in blue accent. Numbers are blue as well. Black caps with the blue brim. 3-1 pitch swung on. It's a pop-up and shallow right. In fact, it doesn't even leave the infield. Matthew Micah runs over to it and grabs it. First batter retired. So 1 out on the board. Falia over at first, and Ben Hart will dig in. Second baseman today out of Oakland University. Of course, we've seen Hart play a lot of third base this season as well, but he's going to have to step up at second base after the injury to Grant Frazier yesterday. First pitch that Hart sees goes by for a strike, 0-1. Of course, Frazier was almost the automatic second baseman for the Frogs, a great defensive player, had his struggles at the plate, but having one of his best games of the season yesterday. As the 0-1 offering comes into Hart, it's outside, evens the count, 1-1. At the time of his injury was 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs, had a triple, had a runner in scoring position, and he swings at a ball and dislocates his shoulder. Throw over to first, not in time. Falia nearly caught him between the bats. And so Grant Frazier's time with the Bullfrogs has come to a close. He was moved to the inactive list today, which is really not disheartening, I should say. As Frazier, of course, the hometown guy, grew up to go into Green Bay Bullfrogs baseball games, found himself on the roster and really was the hometown guy for the team, but an injury takes him off of it. 1-1 pitch swung on. It's a ground ball left side, and it gets into the outfield. That'll be a base hit for Ben Hart. It's a tough play for the third baseman, Matt Birch, to field. It's a hot shot grounder over near him. Just can't manage to get the glove on it. And the Bullfrogs have strung together a couple of hits here. Ben Hart over at first. Falia at second now. And exactly who you want to come up to the plate with 2 runners on, it's Alonzo Jones. Jones would ground out to third base his last time up. Of course, coming into the game supporting a .457 batting average. Has 14 hits in his last 20 at-bats. To give you an idea of how he kind of caught fire, previously was 2 of 15. .1-0 pitch, swung on, ground ball to the second baseman, double play opportunity. Micah gives the tag to Hart, throws it over to first, and gets the double play. It's a ground ball right to him. He elects to get the unassisted out with the tag against Hart, who was running to second, and then tosses it over to first, beating out Alonzo Jones by just a half of a step. It's a 4-3 double play, and it's the end of the top of the third inning. Bullfrogs leave 2 on base. That'll do it for the top half. To the bottom we go. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. Stay tuned.
Over the past 60 years, Triangle Distributing has maintained itself as a leader in the market as it has responded to the changes in product innovation and consumer demands. It is in this commitment to employees, customers, community, and supplier partners that has enabled them to remain one of the best and most respected distributors in our state.
Just like a great coach, State Farm agents Margie Dolan, Oconto, and Paul Huberty and Lena can help you develop a game plan for your insurance needs. Whether it's car, home, life, health, or business, agents Margie Dolan and Paul Huberty can help you find the affordable coverage you need. When your life and goals change, agents Margie Dolan and Paul Huberty will be there to help you adjust your insurance game plan with a free family insurance checkup. So, for all your insurance needs, call on a winner. State Farm agents Margie Dolan at 834-5151 and Paul Huberty at 829-5555.
Give us a call at 262-204-4600.
Hello and welcome back to Capco Park. Here about to get underway with the bottom of the third inning where the Bullfrogs trail the Lakeshore Chinooks 2-0. The Frogs with 2 hits on the day, the Chinooks with 1.
Leading off for the Chinooks.
Or rather the other way around. The Chinooks with 2 hits on the day, the Bullfrogs with 1, as Ben Hart's what looked like a base hit was actually recorded as an error. First pitch that Matthew Micah sees is a ground ball over to third base. Gets past Willie Bourbon over there. Aaron Pleshner picks it up, throws it across the field, and Alex Pinner can't scoop it out of the dirt. It goes all the way over to the wall near the right side of the field here. And Micah pops up, runs over to second off of it. It was a short throw. Alex Pinner can't make the scoop on it. It was going to be a close play over at first if he could have, but he can't put the glove on it. And so now a runner in scoring position at second base after the infield single. Joe Duncan digs in. He's 1 for 1 on the day. And Will Gilbert balks. Another free base for the Chinooks here. So Gilbert comes set. The righty deals in a fastball. It runs high. A 1-0 count now. So after a throwing error and then a balk, now a runner over at third, just 90 feet away from another run for the Chinooks. The Bullfrogs trail here top, or rather bottom of the third, 2-0. The 1-0 pitch goes by for a ball. 2-0 count here with no outs on the board. Duncan comes set. Gilbert deals in the 2-0. Swung on, fouled away.
Double walk, the rare double walk.
Joe Duncan squared in here. He came around to score off of the 2-run shot. Deals in a fast ground ball over to the third baseman, Willie Bourbon, who was playing just off of the infield turf. Gets underneath of it and puts his glove on it. Pops up the runner over at third, and Matthew Micah can't advance a bag. He stares him down and throws it across the field. Over to first. Pinner makes the squeeze. 1 retired. That'll bring up Ryland Thomas, the first baseman, who has a home run on the day. The 2-run shot to dead center his last time up. First pitch he sees. Breaking ball that finds the zone. 0-1 here. Nick Gatewood stands on deck. Gilbert gives a couple looks over at Micah and deals in the 0-1. It's a little slicer right side that's just to the right of the right field line there. The first base umpire had a nice look at it and had a duck out of the way of the ball his first time around, and then watch it bounce on the ground just 2 feet or so to the right of that line. If that could have dropped fair, it was a long way to run for Troy Johnston out there in right field to get to it. Thomas down in the count 0-2. The offering to him is swung on and fouled away. An 0-2 count here with 1 out on the board. Matthew Micah takes a lead over at third. It's there off of this single throwing error, and then Bach. 0-2. Just misses the zone. A 1-2 count now, as Will Gilbert tries to get into a groove here for the Bullfrogs. Of course, as mentioned, coming into the game had an ERA above 5. 1-2 pitch is in the turf. A 2-2 count here now. Ben Hart scrambling around to try to find it. Finally does, and now sits back behind home plate. Of course, has had limited starts at catcher this season, as the Bullfrogs have needed him in other places. 2-2 pitch, that one's low as well. A solid job again by Hamilton to stop that one from getting away from him. A full count now after Thomas went down 0-2 in the count. Gilbert stares him down. The righty checks the runner at third, gives him another look and comes home. Payoff pitch, breaking ball, finds the inside corner, and he's rung up. A backward skate for Will Gilbert. That's his first strikeout of the night. That'll bring up Nick Gatewood, the catcher. His last time up would ground out to Alex Pinner over at first base. Of course, had a good night last night when he would belt a 2-run home run in the first inning. First pitch he sees is outside and low. Again, another solid job by Hamilton keeping that one from getting behind. A wild pitch here would score the runner over at third in Matthew Micah. Bullfrogs trail 2-0 here in the bottom of the third. Gilbert sends in the 1-0. It's outside for a ball. And he's going to try to steal home, and he does. Matthew Micah catches the Bullfrogs sleeping. Micah takes off after Hamilton throws it back to Gilbert. Notices that he's been a little lackadaisical and comes in and steals home base. Home plate, rather, excuse me. But with 2 outs on the board, the Chinooks now with a 3-0 lead. Wow, are you kidding me? 2-0 pitch comes in, it's outside the 3-0 count. Talk about demoralizing. Kind of sits in, had a relatively normal lead, didn't think anything of it. A 3-0 pitch finds the zone, a 3-1 count now. But sure enough, takes off when Hamilton gets up and starts to throw it back to Gilbert. Hamilton sees him in his peripheral. I don't think Gilbert realized it until he was sliding across, basically. 3-1 pitch runs outside, and it's ball 4. Wow. The Bullfrogs drop a heartbreaker in Rockford 4-5 last night. Squander a 2-run lead in the 9th, and then here in the bottom of the 3rd, the Chinooks steal home plate from them. They now have a 3-0 lead, and with 2 outs on the board, Nick Gatewood now has a lead at first. Gilbert comes set, sends in a fastball that misses the zone wide, a 1-0 count. Jacob Richardson, the designated hitter, is dug in. He was walked his last time up. Watches the 1-0 miss the zone high. A 2-0 count now with 2 outs on the board.
Tom Hansen, please begin making your way down to the first base field gate. You're going to have the
first
win a truck As you roll with Summers Automotive.
Time that we've seen home stolen in this summer from either team. Wouldn't be surprised if it's first in the Northwoods League. 2-0 pitch runs high as well. A 3-0 count now with 2 outs on the board. The 3-0 comes across, a 3-1 count here with 2 outs on the board. Runner at first. Bottom of the third. Bullfrogs trail 3-0. Runner off from first. Swung on, a liner over to third baseman Willie Bourbon. Catches it on the first bounce, throws it across the field. Alex Penner makes the snow cone grab over at first. Just holding on for the third out. Bullfrogs leave one stranded. Chinooks get one past the Bullfrogs. They lead 3-0 here after 3 innings. On to the fourth we go. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. Stay tuned.
Is the frozen pizza that you're eating at home tired and worn out? It just doesn't have its stuff anymore. Its toppings are low and inside while the cheese is chin music. The time has come, friends, to make the switch. Make the call to the Brew Pub Bullpen. Bring in the relief and get the win with Brew Pub Lots of Matzo Pizzas. Made with premium toppings, then smothered in over half a pound of fresh 100% Wisconsin-made mozzarella cheese, Brew Pub Lots of Matzo Pizzas are the ingredients for a great time. Find us online at brewpubpizza.com, on Facebook at Brew Pub Pizza, or follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Brew Pub Pizza. Brew Pub Lots of Matzo Pizza, the ingredients for a great time.
Did you know that we here at the O'Connell Pharmacy would mail your prescriptions to you? At the O'Connell Pharmacy, we would like to make things easy for you. The O'Connell Pharmacy, our family helping your family.
Hello and welcome back to Capco Park here at Concordia University. My name is Dylan Knight, voice of the Bullfrogs, about to get underway with the fourth frame. The Bullfrogs trail the Chinooks 3-0. Bullfrogs with one hit on the day. It came off the bat of Frogs left fielder Mikey Falia. Ben Hart would get on due to an E5, and then Alonzo Jones would hit into a double play to end the third inning. Kyle Bino due up for the Frogs. It'll be the 2-3-4 batters. The designated hitter 0 for 1 on the day would fly out to right his last time up. Tyler Jandrone still out there on the mound for the Lakeshore Chinooks. So far in this one has allowed just 1 hit in 3 innings. He's got 2 strikeouts to his name and has yet to walk a batter tonight as well.
The concession stand. Enjoy the game and remember, give it zing with Silver Spring.
Kyle Bino hasn't really been given the nod here recently. Here in his last 5 games, has appeared in just 3 and has played in 5 of the last 10. Second least amount in appearances on the team. Swings at the first pitch he sees and misses an 0-1 count. Jandrone shakes off a pitch, shakes off another. Comes set now, deals in the 1-0-1. It's swung on, that's a fly ball in foul territory right side. The second baseman runs over Matthew Micah, gets underneath of it, and makes the grab on the run over there in front of the bullpen of the Fish. 1 retired. That'll bring up Aaron Pleschner, the shortstop today for the Frogs. Pleschner's last time up would go down swinging. 1 out on the board here, nobody on. Does his pre-at-bat ritual and stands in. First pitch to him's a fastball that runs high. A 1-0 count. If you're not familiar with what it is, he comes set, stares down his bat, takes a deep breath, kicks his shoe, hits the plate twice, then rests the bat on his shoulder. When the pitcher gets set and deals, as he does, a 1-0 inside, he starts to wave it around. Lifts the left leg and Whether or not he swings or not is whether or not he likes the pitch. Didn't like that one. It's a 2-0 count. Does the same routine and awaits. Jandrone comes set, sends in the 2-0. Breaking ball that runs inside. I think that one found the zone. A 2-1 count now. Pleshner comes set here. 1 out on the board. Nobody on. We're in the top of the 4th inning. The 2-1 pitch. Swung on. It's a ground ball to the shortstop, Ando. Throw across the fields in the turf. But a nice scoop from Ryland Thomas beats out Aaron Pleshner by 2 steps. Two batters up, 2 retired. That will bring up Troy Johnston, the Gonzaga University guy.
Troy Johnston.
The Gonzaga product coming into the game for the Bullfrogs, supporting a .269 batting average. Watches the first one go by for a ball, a 1-0 count. Johnston batting .222 here in his last 5 games, but has 4 RBIs. Fouls away the first one, 1-1 here. Johnson steps out of the box, stares down his bat, takes a deep breath, and stands back in. Waves his lumber behind his head, and the 1-1 offering from the lefty is swung on and missed. A 1-2 count here with 2 outs on the board. Troy Johnston trying to get a spark here for the Bullfrogs. They have just 1 hit on the day. Johnston comes set, or rather gets set, and Jandrone deals in a 1-2 pitch that runs well wide and brings the count even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Johnston comes set. The left-handed batter here versus the left-handed pitcher. Jandrone sends in the 2-2. It's outside, a full count. Troy Johnston, of course, out of Gonzaga. This past season would bat .323 for the Bulldogs. Supports his Gonzaga batting gloves and awaits the payoff pitch in the dirt. Ball 4, the first allowed walk today from Tyler Jandrone. And the Bullfrogs have a base runner here in the top of the 4th where they trail 3-0. Alex Pinner will dig in now for the Frogs. The first baseman struck out his last time up. Alex Pinner coming into the game for the Bullfrogs, supporting a .236 batting average. Has 17 hits on the year and 5 RBIs. Leads the team in that strikeout category. Not a accolade that you would want. First pitch he sees is a ball, a 1-0 count. The 1-0 delivery is outside. 2 pitches, 2 balls. Pinner has been walked 14 times this season as well, however, which is most on the team. So the most strikeouts and the most walks. 2-0 pitch. Runs high. A 3-0 count now to him. Pinner has hit into just 1 double play all season. And he stands in. The 3-0 pitch to him. That one finds the zone. 3-1 count. Has 72 at-bats this season, which is about 3rd or 4th on the team or so. Has appeared in quite the many games. The 3-1 pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 2. Jandrone, after going down in the count, 3-0, Gets two back. Full count now. 2 outs on the board. Troy Johnston over at first base. The lefty steps off the rubber and resets. Alex Pinner, the switch hitter, batting righty here. Chandrone comes set, kicks the leg, delivers. Troy Johnston off from first after the full count, and it's outside for a ball. Ball 4, in fact, and 2 straight walks now in this top of the 4th inning. Brad Hamilton, the right-handed hitter, stands in now out of Kent State. Chandrone had a quick mound meeting with his second baseman, Matthew Micah. Micah scampers back over to his spot over there to the right of the second base bag. And runners take their leads. First pitch that Hamilton sees, takes a swing at it and misses, 0-1. What was a cloudy day, now almost turning into a sunny day as the clouds move out over towards the lake in right field. 0-1 pitch, swung on and missed. 0-2 count now as Chandrone gets some confidence after walking 2 in a row. Both of those his first 2 of the day. Chandrone comes set, lets his left hand hang with the ball in it as well. Comes set, stares down Hamilton, checks Johnson at second, gives him another look and comes home. 0-2 pitch, swung on and just gets a piece of it. Brad Hamilton, of course, as we've mentioned, struggling here of late, has not recorded a hit in his last 6 at-bats and is just 2 of 17 in the last 10 games. However, supporting a .330 batting average. He awaits. Chandrone stares him down. Deals in the 0-2. It runs inside and high. A 1-2 count now as Hamilton tries to get back to his hot hitting ways. Would bat .239 this past season for Kent State. Would belt 4 home runs and record 12 RBIs. 1-2 pitch, swung on, fouled away, back past the picnic area. Hamilton stays alive, 1-2. Hamilton, of course, the catcher today for the Bullfrogs, just his 3rd start at catcher all season. The Bullfrogs had him out in left field for 10 or 12 games or so when they were short on outfielders. Now it seems like they have too many, 5 of them to be exact. As Chandrone steps off the mound to make sure that Johnston's not going anywhere, he scampers back. Johnson retakes his lead over at second. Pinner takes his at first. Chandrone deals in the 1-2. It's swung on and missed. Oh no, just got a piece of it, did Hamilton. Hits it back down into the turf. I thought it was a dropped strike 3. Just got a piece of it. Two outs on the board, 2 runners on. A 1-2 count here. Chandrone sends in the 1-2. It runs high and outside. Hamilton fights back after going down 0-2, evens the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 outs, 2 runners on. Top of the 4th inning, Bullfrogs trail by 3, 3-0. Hamilton comes set, stares down the pitcher. 2-2 pitch, swung on, ground ball left side, foul. Hamilton steps out of the box, kicks his spikes a couple of times with his stick and stands back in. Gives a little check swing and a wait as the sun really starts to come out here, warming the field a bit here on this chilly June evening. Jandrone checks Johnson at second, stares him down really, and comes home with the 2-2. So one gone and missed. Jandrone gets the Chinooks out of a bind. He leaves two stranded here in the top of the fourth inning. That'll do it for the top half. To the bottom half we go. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. Chinooks lead 3-0.
Honey, get the camera. Riley's rolling again.
That dog always gets excited up here at the cabin.
Riley loves the woods, don't you, Riley? Roll, Riley, roll. You getting this?
I'm getting it all. It's fabulous. But we can't upload it until we get home.
Right, no data connection up here.
Challenge.
Coach McCarthy?
Mason Crosby.
Switch to Cellcom, guys. Our coverage is great, whether you're out here or anywhere coast to coast.
Yeah, Riley's fans don't want to wait.
Now Riley's really on a roll.
At Cellcom, we've got you covered out in the country and all across the country. Cellcom, built for you.
Very athletic. I think we can use him on special teams.
But not to kick, right?
We'll see.
It's Cellcom's Customer Appreciation Celebrations. Get smartphones from the top 2 brands for just $0.01 each, along with food prizes and sales on accessories. Cellcom, built for you. Available day of event only. New 2-year activation qualified upgrade required. Restrictions apply. Visit cellcom.com/celebrate for details.
Hello and welcome back to Capco Park here on the campus of Concordia University. Will Gilbert still on the mound for the Bullfrogs. He's pitched 3 innings so far for the Frogs, allowing 3 runs. Of course, the Chinooks would have a run come across in the bottom of the 3rd inning that was stolen. By that I mean, well, Matthew Micah came in and stole home against the Bullfrogs. It was a delayed steal, and it was probably the most dramatic play I've seen all season. My first time I've ever seen a run come across off of a runner stealing home in person. And so the Bullfrogs trail here 3-0 in the bottom of the 4th inning. Due up for the Lakeshore Chinooks will be Matt Birch, the 3rd baseman. Birch's last time up would ground out to Aaron Pleshner at shortstop. He stands in, the right-handed hitter. Birch out of Arkansas, played in 18 games this past season for the Razorbacks during his freshman campaign. Of course, teammates with Zach Plunkett and Noah Miller of the Bullfrogs. 1-0 offering. Breaking ball at south side corner. 1-1. A 1-1 pitch. That one's well low in the zone as it bounces across the plate. A 1-2 count here with no outs on the board. We are in the bottom of the 4th inning here on the beautiful University of Concordia University. 2-1 pitch goes by for a strike, a 2-2 count. Will Gilbert comes set, rocks back, and sends in the 2-2. It's swung on, a ground ball to Ben Hart. Running forward, it grabs it at his waist and throws it over to Alex Pinner for a little toss. A 4-3 out. Retires the first batter. That will bring up TJ Rarusi. TJ, that's what we're calling. He digs in. The left-handed hitter watches the first one go by for a strike. 0-1. So it's a Baylor versus Baylor matchup here. The transfer into Baylor versus the veteran. TJ just finished up his sophomore season as he watches another one go by for a ball, a 1-1 count. TJ would bat .266 this past season. Ground ball to Pleshner at short. Throw across the field in time. Just beats out the Baylor kid by maybe a half of a step. A nice throw from Aaron Pleshner over at short. sure he's happy with it. He was frustrated with himself after a throwing error back in that third inning. But gets a nice throw across the field there, right on target, beating out the runner just barely. 2 batters up, 2 retired. That'll bring up Royce Ando. Ando, the shortstop out of Michigan State, batting .219 on the season. Swings at the first pitch he sees. It's liner out to the left, and Mikey Falia just has to take 2 steps forward to grab it for the third out. Will Gilbert puts him down in order. 1, 2, 3. We'll come back with the 5th inning after this. The Bullfrogs trail the Chinooks 3-0. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. Stay tuned.
When you're looking for the perfect game for your appetite, look no further than Brewpub Lots of Matza Pizzas. Made with premium meats and veggies, then topped with over half a pound of 100% fresh, real mozzarella cheese made right here in Wisconsin. Every Brewpub Lots of Matza Pizza is a home run. Made with the hungry in mind, Brewpub pizzas are big, bold, and belong in the big leagues of the frozen pizza industry. Enjoy a delicious piece of Brewpub Lots of Matza Pizza right now from the concession stand, or pick one up at your local favorite grocery store. Brewpub Lots of Matza Pizzas, the ingredients for a great time.
They are role models and educators. Their work requires a great deal of time and energy for very little pay. Who are these unsung heroes?
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
The simple truth about education-based athletics in Wisconsin is this: without a committed team of coaches and administrators, it just wouldn't be possible. School sports, they bring out the best in all of us. This message presented by the Wisconsin Interscholastic Athletic Association and the Wisconsin Athletic Directors Association.
Hello and welcome back to Capco Park. Top of the 5th inning, about to get underway. The Bullfrogs trail the Lakeshore Chinooks 3-0 here. Due up for the Frogs will be their 7, 8, 9 hitters, Mikey Falia, Willie Bourbon, and Ben Hart. Falia, the only Bullfrog to manage a base hit here in this one thus far. The UC Irvine product will dig in. The right-handed freshman awaits, supporting those red and black batting gloves of UC Irvine. He awaits, and Jandro deals in a fastball that runs wide, a 1-0 pitch. Falia showed bunt, but pulled it back. Falia digs back in. Jandrone stares him down, deals in a 1-0. It's a fastball that runs low, a 2-0 count. Falia stands in. Tyler Jandrone takes a breath, winds up, sends in the 2-0. It runs low, 3 pitches, 3 balls. Bullfrogs, of course, coming off of a loss last night against the Chinooks. 3-0 offering, that one's in there, 3-1 count. And are currently coming into the game on a 5-game losing skid. Three-one pitch, swung on, a sky-rocketed pop-up into right field. The right fielder, Connor Kimple, gets a read on it, gets underneath of it, and it makes the grab for the first down. One batter up, one batter retired. That will bring up the Northwestern guy. Willie Bourbon. Bourbon, the third baseman for the Bullfrogs on the day, 0 for 1, would pop up to second base his last time up. Watches the first one go by for a strike. 0-1. Takes a cut at the 0-1 pitch. It's a skyrocketed pop-up in the infield, and, well, it drops fair. That was a bit confusing off the bat. It looked like the second baseman and the third baseman and the shortstop started running back towards the outfield, and then I don't know if the wind hit it or what happened, but all of a sudden they started running forward. And it just kind of falls into the infield turf, and, well, it's the second hit of the game, and it's ugly, but the Bullfrogs will take it. Willie Bourbon standing over at first base because of it. It looked like it was going to be an easy second out. And it was a skyrocketed pop. It was in the air for some time. Nobody could get there, though. And it's the second hit on the board. Ben Hart digs in now, the right-handed hitter out of Oakland. Watches two pitches go by him, both for balls, a 2-0 count. Bourbon takes his lead. The 2-0 pitch is in there for a strike, a 2-1 count now with one out on the board. Hart comes set, waves his lumber around. Chandrone comes set, checks Bourbon at first, sends in the 2-1. Swung on and missed. Strike two, evens the count. Everybody here in the stands bundled up as it's a chilly one here in Mequon. We're talking beanies, overcoats, hoodies with jackets underneath of them. As time is called, Ben Hart will restrap his batting gloves and stand back in. And as you can imagine, right on the lake here, it messes with the temperatures, that's for sure. 2-2 pitch. Outside for a ball, full count. But as mentioned earlier, not a bad crowd for a Monday night, I'd say. It's a scattered crowd, of course, but with the backyard patio out in left field filled to the brim, and sure brings up the attendance count. Runner off from first. They caught him between the bases, and he's out. Tyler Chandrone noticed it before he sent the pitch home, throws it over to first base. Bourbon's caught between the bases. Thomas throws it to the shortstop, Ando, who applies the tag at second for the second out. So Ben Hart now stands in with nobody on. Takes a cut at the payoff pitch. It's a flying ball into right center. Center fielder Joe Duncan gets underneath of it and grabs it for the third out. Bullfrogs go down in order after Willie Bourbon was caught stealing. They trail 3-0 here after 4.5. To the bottom half of the fifth inning we go. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. Stay tuned.
Have you discovered the privileges of membership? NEW Credit Union is a full-service, member-owned financial cooperative where many of the services are low cost or no cost. NEW Credit Union offers a full range of financial management products, including savings, share draft checking, consumer, auto, recreational vehicle, and home loans, as well as financial counseling resources. Offices are located at 301 Jackson Street, O'Connell Falls, 405 Pecor Street, O'Connell, and 717 East Main Street, Surrey. Online at newcu.org. We also have easy member account access with your smartphone through our mobile money app. NEW Credit Union is federally insured by the National Credit Union Administration and is an equal housing opportunity lender, serving all who live or work in Brown, Marinette, Oconto, and Shawano counties. Members matter most at NEW Credit Union, where we can help you own it.
That pitch took a turn at the last second. 10 seconds on the clock. Let's at least see Zane get one. That one's a little bit too high and far. 3-2.
Hello and welcome back to Capco Park. About to get underway with the bottom of the fifth inning where the Bullfrogs trail the Lakeshore Chinooks 3-0. So far, kinda has been a pitcher's duel after Will Gilbert gave up a 2-run shot in the bottom of the first. He hasn't fared oh so badly. would allow a hit in the bottom of the third inning. And off of a E6 and then a balk, however, the runner would get over to third, and then he would steal home for the third run. So the Chinooks with just 3 hits on the day. The Bullfrogs with just 2. And Connor Kimple digs in, takes a cut at the first pitch he sees, pops it up, foul territory, and Brad Hamilton, the catcher, can't get underneath of it as he very cautiously tried to reach for the wall as he tried to make the catch. Falls away from his glove by about 4 feet or so in front of him as he extended it, kind of jogged out there. Was definitely worried about the wall, you could tell. Of course, Hamilton absolutely sprinted into the left field wall in Madison. You got to think that he has nightmares about that one. You could tell on that one as he worried about reaching for the wall, trying to grab the out there. So we will give him the benefit of the doubt for the tumble he took out in Madison and not give him too hard of a time for it. A 1 pitch goes by for a ball. The 1-1 pitch does as well. A 2-1 count here. No outs on the board. We just got underway with the bottom of the 5th inning where the Bullfrogs trail 3-0. A little bit of movement out in the bullpen for the Bullfrogs now. We'll see how long Will Gilbert's day will last. 2-1 pitch is swung on. It's a fly ball into right. Troy Johnston, the right fielder, gets underneath of it and makes the easy grab for the first out. 1 up, 1 down. To the next batter we go. It'll be the leadoff hitter, Matthew Micah. Of course, the player of the hour, if you ask me, after he stole home in the 3rd inning. He digs in. The third baseman's 1 for 2 on the day. First pitch he sees from Gilbert. A fastball that just misses the zone, low and away. 1-0. On deck for the Chinooks will be Joe Duncan, the center fielder. Matthew Micah out of Central Florida. This past season for UCF would bat .278 and bring in 28 runs. 2-0 pitch swung on, a belted fly ball into left. Mikey Falia's got a read on it and grabs the can of corn for the second out. So after 2 flyouts, that will bring up the 2-hole hitter now, Joe Duncan.
Center fielder, Joe Duncan.
Joe Duncan, the center fielder, 1 for 2 on the day. He got a base hit back in that first inning and would come around to score off of the home run by Ryland Thomas, who stands on deck. Watches the first one go by for a strike. The 0-1 offering runs high. A 1-1 count in here now. Duncan out of Eastern Illinois. Grew up not too far from the school as well, as the 1-1 pitch is in there for a strike. A 1-2 count now. As he reigns out of Highland, Illinois. 1-2 pitch swung on. That's a skyrocketed pop up into shallow left. Mikey Falia's got a read on it and makes the grab on the run for the third out. Will Gilbert forces 3 straight flyouts, and that'll do it for the 5th frame. On to the 6th inning we go. Bullfrogs, with just 2 hits on the day, will look to string together a couple here and try to get into it. They trail 3-0 after 5 complete. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. Stay tuned.
American Inn Lodge and Suites Green Bay West is the ideal location for your next stay, whether you're traveling for business or pleasure. They are proud to provide the amenities you want most and deliver them at the highest level possible, starting with comfortable, quieter guest rooms. Welcome to genuine American hospitality.
Is the frozen pizza that you're eating at home tired and worn out? it just doesn't have its stuff anymore. Its toppings are low and inside while the cheese is chin music. The time has come, friends, to make the switch. Make the call to the Brew Pub Bullpen. Bring in the relief and get the win with Brew Pub Lots of Matzo Pizzas. Made with premium toppings, then smothered in over half a pound of fresh 100% Wisconsin-made mozzarella cheese, Brew Pub Lots of Matzo Pizzas are the ingredients for a great time. Find us online at brewpubpizza.com, on Facebook at Brew Pub Pizza, or follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Brew Pub Pizza. Brew Pub Lots of Matzo Pizza, the ingredients for a great time.
Hello and welcome back to Capco Park here. About to get underway with this sixth frame where the Bullfrogs trail the Lakeshore Chinooks 3-0. Due up for the Bullfrogs will be the 1, 2, 3 hitters. It'll be Alonzo Jones, Kyle Bigno, and Aaron Pleschner. Alonzo Jones 0 for 2 on the day, would hit into a double play his last time up. The switch hitter batting righty here against the left-hander Jandrone, who has pitched a solid game for the Chinooks. Jones shows bunt, pulls it away. It found the zone either way, 0-1. Jones batting .457 coming into the game. Has been the Aurora Baycare Sports Medicine Player of the Game 3 of the past 4 games. Takes a cut at the 0-1 pitch. It's a little blooper right back to Jandrone. Picks it up, hops around, throws it to first, and it's the first out. Alonzo Jones now 0 for 3 on the day. Cooling off a bit, but I'm sure his teammates will not give him the hardest time on the bus ride back home.
Kyle Bigno.
As I don't think it's possible to keep up the pace that he was going on coming into the game. Kyle Bigno 0 for 2 on the day, now digs in for the Frogs. First pitch he sees, fouls it off of the infield dirt. Or turf, I should say, as it's an all-turf field here at Concordia University with a dirt mound. It actually went back to the pitcher, Jandrone, who threw it over to first just in case. Has it back in his mitt now and awaits. Bigno stands in. Jandrone deals in the 0-1. It's outside. A 1-1 count now. Bigno takes a cut at the 1-1 pitch. It's a fly ball in right field. The right fielder, Connor Kimple, in foul territory, gets underneath of it, calls off Matthew Micah, who had ventured out into the outfield grass. And he gets underneath of it and makes the grab. 2 retired. That brings up Aaron Pleschner. As Tyler Jandrone's day continues. To be a good one. Has allowed just 2 hits in this contest, no runs. First pitch Pleschner sees, takes a cut, misses. 0-1. Pleschner batting .296 coming into the game for the Frogs out of San Jose State. Does his pre-at-bat ritual and stands in. Jandrone kicks his leg, sends in the 0-1. It's inside. Pleschner leans away from it, a 1-1 count. Pleschner stands in. Jandrone deals. Another fastball, it's inside. 2-1 count. Aaron Pleschner steps out, swings the bat, kicks the bat, draws his X and awaits. Jandrone deals in the 2-1 pitch. That's away as well. Pleschner ahead in the count. 3-1. Aaron Pleschner comes into the game on a hit streak of 9 games. Supported a 12-game hit streak to start off the season. He stands in, and Jandrone deals in a 3-1 pitch that runs inside for ball 4. If he doesn't get a hit, he gets a walk, and so his on-base streak stays alive. That'll bring up Troy Johnston, the right fielder out of Gonzaga. Troy Johnston on the day, 0 for 1, was walked his last time out and was stranded at second. First pitch that Johnston sees is a fastball, or a breaking ball rather. Then it runs way outside. A 1-0 count. Pleshner takes the lead at first, and the 1-0 pitch runs high and inside, 2-0. Pleshner, we haven't seen take off for a stolen base in some time, it feels like. However, he is third in the league in stolen bases with 13. At the time when he got that 13th stolen bag, he was good for second in the league. Throw back to first, as Jandrone is a little worried about him. The Bullfrogs 0 for 1 on the day in stolen bases. Johnson, the lefty, awaits. Jandrone, the left-handed pitcher, deals. And it's a 2-0 pitch that finds the outside portion of the plate. A 2-1 count. Tyler Jandrone. The lefty deals in the 2-1. Check swing. Didn't go around. A 3-1 count now. We saw Jandrone do this earlier in the game as well. And that is, of course, if he walks Johnston. He walked 2 batters in a row, and then he would strike out Brad Hamilton. Threatening to walk Johnston here as he's ahead in the count 3-1. 3-1 pitch, swung on. It's a ground ball right side that gets into the outfield. Aaron Pleshner is going to be held up at second, and it's the 3rd hit of the day for the Bullfrogs. Comes off the bat of Troy Johnston, who continues his good play here of late. 2 runners on here now in the top of the 6th inning. Alex Pinner, the first baseman today for the Frogs, will dig in. Pinner, the switch hitter for the Bullfrogs. Haven't really seen him bat right-handed all too many times this season, of course, as you can imagine. The majority of pitchers you see are right-handed in the league. And it looks like the head coach or pitching coach is going to come out to the mound and have a quick word with Tyler Jandrone. Last night, the Chinooks, of course, would use 5 different pitchers on the night. The Bullfrogs would as well. And Tyler Jandrone's day has come to a close, and he gets an ovation from the crowd, as he likely should. He pitches 5 2/3 inning, allows just 3 hits, walks just 3 batters, and throws 3 strikeouts. Has not allowed a run in the contest, but the runners at first and second are on his bill. We are going to step aside for the new pitcher to warm up. We'll tell you who it is when we come back, but stay tuned because the Bullfrogs looking to add some runs here as they trail 3-0. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. Stay tuned.
Hi, folks. This is David from Witt's Piggly Wiggly in Oconto Falls. Are you sick of rising gas prices? Well, at Witt's, we have a solution. When you purchase qualified groceries with blue shelf stickers, and there's hundreds throughout our store, you build up discounts for 15 gallons of gas on your club card. Then, when you fill up at our Pig Stop pumps, just scan your card and watch the gas price drop. So scan your card, shop the blue stickers, and save money on gas at the Pig in Oconto Falls.
Over the past 60 years, Triangle Distributing has maintained itself as a leader in the market as it has responded to the changes in product innovation and consumer demands. It is in this commitment to employees, customers, community, and supplier partners that has enabled them to remain one of the best and most respected distributors in our state.
SuperSports.com. From the Northwood League to the Major Leagues, only the best hitters in baseball wear Franklin batting gloves.
Do you know what number it is? Do you know what number it is?
Number?
Yeah.
28, Byron Hood.
Oh, there it is.
Washington State Bank, we're proud to be part of an all-star community, both on and off the field. Banking local means we all help to build the community around us. Come in today or visit us at pwsb.com.
Hello and welcome back to Capco Park. Sorry about that. I thought that we were still in commercial break. Here on the mound for the Lakeshore Chinooks will be Byron Hood. Byron Hood, the right-handed hurler. Alex Pinner, the switch hitter, now batting lefty. Here for the Bullfrogs would go 0 for 1 as a right-handed hitter with a walk. Now stands in as a lefty. Had to change his shin guard during the break as well. Runners take their leads at first and second. And the 1-0 pitch goes by for a ball, a 2-0 count now. Of course, Tyler Jandro's perfect ERA rests on the hands of Byron Hood. As there's runners at first and second base, the Bullfrogs trail 3-0 here in the top of the 6th inning. A 2-1 count now after that one gets in there. Pleshner takes the lead at second. Johnson at first. A 2-1 pitch is outside, and it's a 3-1 count now with 2 outs on the board. Alex Pinner, a JUCO All-American out of Scottsdale Community College, will be in Mississippi State next season. A 3-1 pitch to him. So one gone and fouled away. Full count now. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runners on. Runners likely going on the release. Runners off, payoff pitch, so one gone and missed. We'll redo the count. Hood comes into the game with just 1 appearance, pitched 1 inning, allowed 2 earned runs. Walked 1 as well. Those coming off of 3 hits. We'll see what he can do against the Bullfrogs here, who trail by 3. 2 runners on. They're off. Payoff pitch runs high. It's ball 4. And the base is now loaded for Brad Hamilton. Hamilton, of course, a guy that plays with his heart on his sleeves. Not hard on his sleeves, I should say. Just plays his heart out, really. If he strikes out, you can tell he's really frustrated and lets you show it. First pitch he sees, runs inside, and it's a hit by pitch. And Aaron Pleshner is walked in. Bullfrogs now trail 3-1. I was going to say that if Hamilton were to hit into a ground ball here, he was not going to be very happy with himself, especially with how he's played recently. Of course, not horrible, just not as good as he used to be playing at the start of the season. But the first pitch he sees is a fastball that runs high and inside, and it's off the inside elbow. They can actually hit off his Evo shield as well. And the pitching coach is going to come out and have a word with Byron Hood after he walks the first batter he sees. And then hits Brad Hamilton. He loads the bases and then walks in a run. And now the Bullfrogs have their first run of the game. They trail 3-1. And Mikey Falia's dug in. Falia has managed a base hit on the day. He's 1 for 2.
To office and professional at great companies. To search jobs and apply directly, visit upsworks.com.
So Aaron Pleshner comes around to score. Troy Johnston's now at third. Alex Pinner at second and Hamilton at first after the hit by pitch. The pitching coach will walk back to the dugout and Falia will dig in. The right-handed hitter out of UC Irvine awaits. First pitch he sees, takes a cut at it. Line drive, right center field, left center field rather, and the left fielder, TJ, gets underneath of it and makes the grab on the run. The Chinooks get out of a bind. Leave 3 runners stranded. But the Bullfrogs get a run across. They trail 3-1 here after 5.5. To the bottom of the 6th inning we go. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. Stay tuned.
Tri-City Glass and Doors, locally owned and family operated, and has been since 1960, specializing in commercial glass projects and automotive glass repair. Having grown up right here in Northeast Wisconsin, Tri-City understands your needs and wants to be the residential glass and door professionals you can count on. They're here for your family in all of life stages, from building an addition on your home for your newborn to applying Aquapel to your new driver's car. Additionally, they are locally owned, so there's no hoops to jump through. You can call them or come in at any time to talk directly to one of their glass and door experts. Triangle Distributing is a diversified distributor of high-quality beverages that is focused on providing customer satisfaction, service with well-trained personnel that drives the market through teamwork, goals, and strong relationships.
Yep. Hello and welcome back to Capco Park here. About to get underway with the bottom of the 6th inning. Will Gilbert still out on the mound for the Bullfrogs. Allowed a 2-run home run back in the 1st inning, but has pitched relatively well for the Bullfrogs since. So far, he's pitched 6 innings, or rather 5 innings for the Frogs, as we're here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Has allowed just 3 hits and 2 earned runs. Has walked 2 and struck out 1. Due up for the Lakeshore Chinooks will be Rylan Thomas. Thomas, the first baseman on the day, 1 for 2. He's the guy that belted that home run back in the 1st inning that gave the Chinooks the lead that they haven't given up. It's a 3-1 tally here in the bottom of the 6th. The Bullfrogs get their lone run in the game in this last top half of the inning after a run was walked in. Thomas stands in, and Will Gilbert throws in a fastball. It's a bunt that goes down the third base line, but it's foul. Off the bat, looked promising for Thomas. I think he fooled just about everyone in the stadium here with a bunt. However, it just kind of trickles and keeps going and keeps going and keeps going. You're screaming, sit, ball, sit, and it won't. It goes over the third base line. An 0-1 count. Rylan Thomas out of Central Florida this past season would belt 14 home runs, which was tied for second most in all of the NCAA. Had 53 RBIs. It was just his freshman season this past year, where he would bat .303 and be named a freshman All-American second team. Watches 2 go by for strikes, and the next one goes by for a ball. A 1-2 count here. 1-2 pitch. Fastball swung on. That's a pop-up in foul territory. Third baseman Willie Bourbon gets underneath of it and can't make the play. It's a high pop-up just past the third base line in front of the bag. He gets underneath of it. It looks like it's going to be an easy first out on the board, and it's off the end of his glove. At the last second, I don't know if it hit some wind up there, if he lost it in the lights that are now on here at Capco Park, or what happened. But he didn't make the play. I know that much. And Rylan Thomas stays alive with a 1-2 count. There's no outs on the board, and I'm sure Gilbert's frustrated. As you know, he wants to get one back here against the first baseman. 1-2 pitch runs high, evens the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. No outs on the board. Nick Gatewood stands on deck. Gilbert kicks his leg, sends in the 2-2 pitch. It's a line drive out into left field, and Mikey Falia gets underneath of it and makes the grab out there. Falia is speedy out there. And in fact, you want to talk about speed, I think the Bullfrogs have probably the fastest outfield in the Northwoods League. You think of Tanner Poole, who has only played in 6 games for the Frogs. He already got 3 stolen bases. Alonzo Jones is the fastest player in the Northwoods League. He runs a 6'1", 60. Falia's got some wheels out there in left. And Troy Johnston, before the new guys came in, and Jones, Poole, and Falia, was the fastest player on the team, and he's in right. They could cover some ground out there. However, it's the infield play for the Bullfrogs that has struggled this season, as they are 4th in the league coming into the week in errors. Nick Gatewood watches 2 balls go by low. It's a 2-0 count. Gilbert kicks his leg, sends in a 2-0 pitch. It runs high. A 3-0 count here with 1 out on the board. Nobody on. We're in the bottom of the 6th frame. 3-0 pitch. That one runs high as well. 4 pitches, 4 balls. 1 runner on now, and Nick Gatewood after the walk. That'll bring up Jacob Richardson, the designated hitter, who's 0 for 1 on the day with a walk.
The players you want on your healthcare team are the same ones the Chinooks choose.
Richardson out of Southern Arkansas. Batted .366 this past season, batting .276 on the year for the Chinooks.
From the star pitcher to the star of the neighborhood carpool, Aurora Healthcare is making healthcare easier and more accessible for everyone. Aurora, proud to be the healthcare choice of your Lakeshore Chinooks. Aurora Healthcare for your life.
The right-handed hitter stands in here for the Chinooks. Of course, as a team, they are batting .258. Bullfrogs batting .241 on the year. First pitch to Richardson finds the zone 0-1. A 1 offering to him is swung on. It's a line drive into center. Alonzo Jones gets a read on it, gets underneath of it, and makes the grab. A little awkward out there. Of course, a second baseman making a transition to center field. Starts to run to his left, realizes that it's to his right, and awkwardly kind of goes back to his right, extending his arm to make the play 2 down. That'll bring up Matt Birch. Birch, the third baseman, stands in, waves his lumber around. Will Gilbert, the righty out of Baylor, tosses a fastball that's outside, 1-0. Lakeshore Chinooks 12-14 on the season, hovering around that 500 mark, looking for a sweep here against the Frogs to bring them just so closer. 1-0 pitch runs high, a 2-0 count. We're here in the Northwoods League. If you can sit around 500 for the season, you have a solid shot of making the playoffs. 2-0 count runs high. Birch ahead now, 3-0 with 2 outs on the board, and Gatewood over at first. Gilbert deals in the 3-0. That one runs outside. A 3-1 count. The Bullfrogs, of course, 8 games away from 500 here on a skid recently. They were right on the cusp of that coveted 500. Runner off from first, throw down from Hamilton, not in time. The second stolen base. Oh, it's not a stolen base, as the pitch that came across was low. Birch over to first now. And Chris Sabo's going to come out and relieve Will Gilbert. tip your hat off to him. I think he's done a solid job today. Of course, coming into the game, had an ERA of 5.70 or so. Around that area, of course. It's not exact. But he came in his first game and really struggled. Got the loss. Pitch against the Lakeshore Chinooks his last time out. And threw 2 wild pitches that would score 2 runs for the Chinooks. That was that game at home in Joannes. If you remember that one, that was a heartbreaker for the Frogs. Those 2 wild pitches runs would be the wins. And then he would come into games where the Bullfrogs were down by a lot of runs, and he would pitch well. He'd get some confidence, and now he's starting for the Frogs and has done well, and he's going to stay out there, in fact. Chris Sabo, I think for the first time this whole season, comes out and has a word with his pitcher and goes back to the dugout without relieving him. The first pitch he throws to T.J. Ragusi, as I now pronounce it for the first time. Goes by for a ball. The 1-0 pitch, that's in there for a strike. 1-1. I think I'd said it every other way beside Ragusi, but I got it now. So apologize to the Ragusi family if for some reason they found our broadcast here on the WOCO Sports Stream. The 1-1 pitch, fastball, and that's low in the dirt. A 2-1 count here with 2 outs on the board. Datewoods over at second, Birch at first. After getting walked, both of them have been. Will Gilbert stares him down, trying to get out of the inning and end his day. The 2-1 pitch, fastball, swung on, a skyrocketed pop-up in the infield. Shortstop Aaron Pleschner has a read on it and makes the grab on the pitcher's mound for the 3rd out. Will Gilbert leaves 2 stranded. His day will likely be done, and it was a good one. That'll do it for the 6th frame of baseball. We're going to move to the 7th. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. Stay tuned.
Honey, get the camera. Riley's rolling again.
That dog always gets excited up here at the cabin.
Riley loves the woods, don't you, Riley? Roll, Riley, roll. You getting this?
I'm getting it all. It's fabulous. But we can't upload it until we get home.
Right, no data connection up here.
Challenge.
Coach McCarthy?
Mason Crosby.
Switch to Cellcom, guys. Our coverage is great, whether you're out here or anywhere coast to coast.
Yeah, Riley's fans don't want to wait.
Now Riley's really on a roll.
At Cellcom, we've got you covered out in the country and all across the country. Cellcom, built for you.
Very athletic. I think we can use him on special teams.
But not to kick, right?
We'll see.
This summer at Cellcom, save $100 on a new LG G6, and we'll cover your cost to switch from another carrier. Cellcom, built for you.
Activation, flex agreement, and data subscription required. Device trade-in required. Restrictions apply. Trademarks and names are property of their respective owners. Visit cellcom.com/save for complete details.
Hello and welcome back to Capco Park here on the campus of Concordia University. My name's Dylan Knight, voice of the Bullfrogs, about to get underway with the 7th frame, where the Bullfrogs trail the Lakeshore Chinooks 3-1. The Bullfrogs managed a run in the top of the 6th inning after a run was walked in. Due up for the Bullfrogs will be the 8-9 one-hitters, Willie Bourbon, Ben Hart, and Alonzo Jones. The Bullfrogs would leave the bases loaded in the top half of the 6th after Mikey Falia dug in and sent a line drive out in the left field off the bat. It looked dangerous, but the left fielder out there, T.J. Ragusi, would get underneath of it and to make the grab on the run for the 3rd out, leaving 3 stranded. So Willie Bourbon coming up to bat, the left-handed hitter out of Northwestern University. He will dig in. 0 for 2 on the day, looking to change things around here and give this Bullfrogs team a spark. This past season for the Wildcats, he would have his struggles, and the first pitch he sees comes in and hits him. The second hit by pitch today by Chinooks pitchers, and Willie Bourbon gets on base the hard-earned way.
Second baseman, Ben Hart.
That'll bring up Ben Hart, the second baseman. Hart out of Oakland University.
Yes, you got 1 out. Yes, his whip is 9.
First pitch that Hart sees goes by for a strike, 0-1. Ben Hart, the Oakland University guy, stands in. Closed stance and crouched. 0-1 is outside. Evens the count. 1 ball and 1 strike. Bourbon on base tonight for the first time after the hit by pitch. Ben Hart batting in the 9 hole for, I think, the first time this season. Might be the first time all year that the 9 hole hitter's batting above 200 as well, as Ben Hart has a respectable batting average currently for the Frogs of 260. The 1-1 pitch runs low for a ball, a 2-1 count now. Hart rests his bat on his shoulder and awaits. The 2-1 pitch runs high. 3 balls, 1 strike, no outs on the board. Frogs trail by 2 here in the top of the 7th inning. The breeze that was in Capco Park has come to an end here as the sun starts to set over, casting a purple haze or so over the lake here out in right field. 3-1 pitch runs high and inside, and it's ball 4. A walk after the hit by pitch, and Brian Hood out on the mound for the Lakeshore Chinooks, kind of struggling here of late. His last 5 batters face 2 walks and 2 hit by pitches, and his day comes to a close. That will bring him Cole Ganetz, and we're going to step aside while he warms up. We will come back. It'll be the top of the 7th, and there'll be 2 runners on as the Bullfrogs look to try to close things up here. Tying run at first, and Ben Hart. Stay tuned. You're listening to the WOCO Sports and the Bullfrogs Radio Network.
Combine the flavors of Italy with the heart of the Irish, add some Chicago flair, and you've got Gallagher's Pizza. For the best Chicago-style pizza north of the Illinois border, Gallagher's Pizza is your destination. Call now for delivery or pickup in Green Bay and De Pere. Gallagher's Pizza, home of the best lunch buffet in town.
We all want to be self-sufficient, whether it's fixing projects at home, whether it's changing the oil on the car, or maybe even keeping your checkbook balanced. But when it comes to income taxes, trust me, you don't want to do it yourself. You don't want to do it with someone that just does it 3 months a year as a little sideline job. You need to work with a proactive 24/7 CPA firm that can actually get you results and keep more money in your pocket. Pick up the phone today, 715-735-0583.
Hello and welcome back to Capco Park here on the University of Concordia. My name is Nolan Knight, voice of the Bullfrogs. Top of the 7th inning. New pitcher out on the mound for the Lakeshore Chinooks. It will be Cole Ganetz. So Brian Hood's day is done. He would pitch a third of an inning and walk 2 and hit 2 batters as well.
Center fielder Alonzo Jones.
Cole Ganetz on the season for the Lakeshore Chinooks has posted a 3.52 ERA and is 1-1. As this is his 7th appearance in a Chinooks uniform this year. First pitch, Alonzo Jones sees, runs wide, a 1-0. Alonzo Jones on the day, not having the day he has been having. However, it would be hard to continue that. He's 0 for 3. The 1-0 count to him's outside. 2 balls and no strikes here. Runners at first and second. You're a Frogs fan, this is who you want up to the plate. Coming in the game was 14 for his last 20. They're trying to tie things up. Ben Hart would be the tying run at first, and Alonzo Jones belts the 2-0 pitch. It's a liner into right, but the play is made by the right fielder, Connor Kimple. Willie Bourbon tags up at second and slides into third. Jones does just enough to put a runner in scoring position over at third base. A big swing from Alonzo Jones, but it's a liner into the glove of Connor Kimple. As mentioned, it's enough to move Bourbon over, and now the Bullfrogs 90 feet away from coming within one run. They trail 3-1 here in the top of the seventh. Kyle Bino, the right-handed hitter out of Youngstown State, digs in. The designated hitter today for the Frogs. First pitch he sees from Ganetz, runs inside. A 1-0 count here with runners on the corners. One out on the board. Bourbon's over at third, Ben Hart at first. Bino on the day 0 for 3. Takes a cut at the 1-0 pitch, and it's a high pop-up in shallow center. Second baseman Matthew Micah gets underneath of it and makes the grab. 2 retired after the pop-up. That will bring up Aaron Plushner.
Shortstop, Aaron Plushner.
Bullfrogs have put 2 runners on a couple times here tonight, but they've been stranded every time. Of course, besides when a run was walked in back in the last inning, but they would leave 3 stranded in that next at-bat. With 2 outs on the board, Aaron Pleschner watches the first one run by high and inside, a 1-0 count. Ben Hart takes a lead over at first. Bourbon that does at third. The 1-0 pitch runs well inside. A 2-0 count now. A solid job by Gatewood stopping that one. A wild pitch would score a run for the Frogs. Pleschner on the season batting .296. The 2-0. That one's low as well. 3 pitches and 3 balls now. On deck for the Frogs would be Troy Johnston, the right fielder, who leads this team in RBIs. Pleschner digs in, the righty out of San Jose State. The 3-0 pitch right across Broadway. 3-1 count here, 2 outs on the board. 2 runners on, first and third. Pleschner stands out of this batter's box, does his pregame at-bat ritual, and stands in. The 3-1. Swung on. It's a slow grounder to the third baseman, Birch. Sidearm to first, but it's off the bag. Willie Bourbon comes across to score, and Ben Hart's rounding third, and they're going to hold him up there as well. It'll be an E5. Looked like an easy third out for the Lakeshore Chinooks, but Matt Birch on the run tries to sidearm it over to first base, and it's way away from the bat and gets all the way over towards the bullpen of the Chinooks. Aaron Pleschner rounds first and gets all the way to second. And Ben Hart now 90 feet away from tying this thing up as Troy Johnston digs in, the right fielder. He's 1 for 2 on the day and has been walked. Willie Bourbon comes across to score after getting hit by pitch to start off the inning. First pitch Johnston sees. Fastball that runs low, an 87-mile-per-hour heater. 1-0. The 1-0 pitch, that one's in there. 1-1. Johnston awaits the 1-1 offering. That one runs high, a fastball again. 2 balls and 1 strike. 2 outs on the board, 2 runners on. Top of the 7th inning, Frogs looking to tie things up and possibly take the lead here. The 2-1 pitch, a fastball that's in the dirt. Solid job by Gatewood to stop that one. Hitters count now for the Gonzaga freshman. He stands in. The lefty. The 3-1. Swing and a miss. Ganetz gets one back. Full count now. Ben Hart takes the lead over at third. Aaron Pleschner takes his at second. Troy Johnston waves his bat around and awaits. The payoff pitch. Swung on and fouled back out of play. Into the stands here at Capco Park. A fan will go home with a souvenir. As mentioned, a nice crowd for a chilly Monday. Troy Johnson steps out of the box and stands back in now. Ganetz rocks back and sends in the payoff. Swung on, ground ball up the middle of the field. Ben Hart will score to tie it up, and they're going to send Aaron Pleschner home. The throw from center field and not in time, and the Bullfrogs take a 4-3 lead here in the top of the 7th inning. Troy Johnston with a 2 RBI single. It's his 17th RBI of the year. That leads this Green Bay Bullfrogs team, and he continues his clutch hitting with runners in scoring position. He's done it all season. And now he stands over at first base, and the first baseman, Alex Pinner, digs in. The switch hitter batting lefty here against Ganetz. Both of those runs unearned off of the E5 earlier in the inning. Ganetz steals in the 1-0. It's outside. 2-0 count here, 2 outs on the board. Alex Pinner, of course, the JUCO All-American out of Scottsdale, where he hit .321 and .297 respectively. Takes a cut at the 2-0 pitch. It's a sky-rocketed fly ball into right. Connor Kimple creeps underneath of it and makes the grab. Third batter retired. Third out on the board. But the Bullfrogs put 3 up on the board in the top of the 7th and take a 4-3 lead here in Capco Park. On to the bottom half of the frame we go. Time for the 7th inning stretch. Go grab yourself some snacks because we got a good one, folks. Bullfrogs lead by 1, 4-3. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network.
When you're looking for the perfect game for your appetite, look no further than Brewpub Lots of Matzo Pizzas. Made with premium meats and veggies, then topped with over half a pound of 100% fresh, real mozzarella cheese made right here in Wisconsin, every Brewpub Lots of Matzo Pizza is a home run. Made with the hungry in mind, Brewpub pizzas are big, bold, and belong in the big leagues of the frozen pizza industry. Enjoy a delicious piece of Brewpub Lots of Matzo Pizza right now from the concession stand, or pick one up at your local favorite grocery store. Brewpub Lots of Matzo Pizzas, the ingredients for a great time.
At 24/7 Well and Pump Service, we mean just that. Water will be available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Call 920-848-2407 or 920-604-2407, and a licensed professional will come out to your site, whether it is a water system installation, repair, well inspection, or install underground water lines. They'll be there. Call 920-848-2407 or 920-604-2407. We're in the Oconto Falls area Yellow Pages. 24/7 Well and Pump Service, Fireside Road, Oconto Falls.
Visiting teams and combinations are brought to you by American Inn Lodge and Suites, Green Bay West. For toll-free reservations, contact 800-634-3444. American Inn Lodge and Suites, Green Bay West. Welcome to genuine American Inn hospitality.
Trying to see the number on the back for you. Could be bulky. In fact, it is. The recent addition to this Bullfrogs roster, number 11, Michael Bolke.
Now pitching for the Bullfrogs.
Bolke out of Bethel University, a Division III program. As Bolke comes into the game in a tight spot. Bullfrogs lead by 1, and Royce Ando digs in. First pitch he throws is a fastball that runs low, 1-0. The 1-0 pitch, that one finds the zone, 1-1. Bulky, the guy that kind of lived to the Northwoods League dream, if you will. The 1-1 pitch from Bulky. Runs low, finds the zone, 1-2. Started out his season on a temporary contract up in Thunder Bay. Pitched well for the Border Cats up there in Thunder Bay. However, not well enough to make their roster. 1-2 pitch, swung on, ground ball at the middle of the field between the legs of Michael Bulky and behind second base where Aaron Pleschner slides in to stop it from getting into the outfield, but can't make a play on it to throw it over to first. Royce Ando starts off the inning with a base hit.
Right fielder, Connor Kimball.
So, of course, not good enough to garner a full season roster spot for the Border Cats, but the Bullfrogs needed an arm. Noticed that he was released and, well, gave him an email and said, hey, are you healthy? We could use a pitcher. He said, yeah, I'd love to come out. And so now he finds himself day in and day out with the Bullfrogs, where he's on a full season contract. He's one of few guys playing in the Coast, or rather Northwoods League. 0-1 pitch comes across, down into the dirt. Connor Kimball at the plate found a way. The first pitch he saw was trying to bunt, and then found the second one right back into the turf. Now down in the count, 0-2 with no outs on the board. Royce Ando over at first off of the infield single. 2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Michael Bulky grabs a K here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Bulky appeared in a game with the Frogs where he struck and 4 8 hit. He's allowed 4 earned runs. As walked 2, struck out 2. His third game went on the mound for the Frogs. It went on the season. 1-0 pitch to the new batter, Matthew Micah. Swung on the foul 1-1-1. It was actually a check swing, but still made contact. Way back. 1-1 down here with 1 out on the board and a runner at first. Michael Bulky comes set. Takes a breath, sends in the 1-1 pitch. It's outside. 2 balls and 1 strike here. Matthew Micah comes set. The right-handed hitter. Rests his bat on his shoulder and awaits. Bulky comes set. Deals the 2-1. To cross for a ball. A 3-1 count here with 1 out on the board. Runner at first. Joe Duncan stands on deck. Runner off from first. 3-1 pitch, swung on, fouled away. A full count now. Bulky deals in the payoff. Runner off from second. A successful hit and run. And Aaron Pleschner scoops it just in front of the second base bag and throws it over to first base, beating out Matthew Micah by a couple of steps for the second out. Royce Ando went on for a second because of it. If he doesn't, he could be the 6 scores for the Frogs. But now a runner in scoring position for the Chinooks as they try to tie things up here with Joe Duncan dug in. Duncan, the center fielder on the day. 1 for 3. Would fly out to left field his last time up, but managed to exit back in that first inning and would come around the shore after the homer from Thomas. Bolke comes set, checks the runner at second, comes home. Fastball fouled away back into the backstop. 0-1. Bolke, the right-hander out of Bethel University, comes set. Checks the runner at second. Gives him another look and comes home with the 0-1. It's in there for a strike. No balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs on the border. Runner is second. Here on a late evening in Mequon. A nice crowd here on this cool night. 0-2 pitch, swung on a screaming liner that goes away right side over towards the kid zone, and 14 or 15 children over there chasing after it. Duncan slaps his bat down on home plate and comes set. Michael Bolke comes set at the hip, gives the runner at second a look and deals. Breaking ball outside, he wanted Duncan to chase. It was a check swing, but he didn't go around. A 1-2 count now. Bullfrogs looking to get out of the inning. Of course, last night lost a heartbreaker. One-two pitch and ball run by Deuce Wide. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bullfrogs take a 4-3 lead off the 2 outs, 2 RBI single. Johnston. That one swung on and fell back towards the press box here. Look out. Should have put the glove. I might have known to reach out the window and grab that one. The Bolke comes set. Waits over and he's with 2. It's outside for ball 3, a full count now. Doug Clinton at 5 innings with runner in scoring position at second base. A full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning. The breeze picks back up here in Capco Park. And Bolke delivers the payoff. It's inside for ball 4 to free base over at first. That will bring up the 3-hole hitter, the first baseman, Rylan Thomas. Thomas hit a 2-run shot against William Gilbert in the bottom of the first inning. Then struck out, and his last time out flew out to left. He stands in, and Bolke throws him a fastball, and that runs outside. A 1-0 count. Just as a reminder, you can follow along on Twitter at GB Bullfrog. And follow us on Instagram as well at GB Bullfrog. Bolke, the righty, comes set, deals in the 1-0. It's a fastball that just misses, must have been high. A 2-0 count here with 2 outs on the board. Bolke, the Bethel University product, comes set. The righty checks the runner at second and deals in the 2-0 pitch. It's swung on and missed. Thomas had his eyes set on the next area code there. The right-handed hitter comes set, supporting the white batting gloves and chin on his left leg. 2-1 pitch, well outside, a breaking ball that got away from him. Nearly a wild pitch that would have advanced the runners. A solid jump from Hamilton to keep it at bay. 3-1 count here. 2 outs on the board, 2 runners on. Looking to tie up and possibly take a lead. Since then, 1 on foul. Back past the press box and out the stadium thing, I believe. Full count now. Volk's in a tight spot. Now we're at the bottom of the 7th. Every time gun for the Frogs this season. It's been a situation.
Have you tried a brewpub pizza? Designed to be the best of the best pub pizzas ever made, every brewpub Lots of Matza pizza is made with your favorite premium meats and veggies and topped with over a half-pound of award-winning Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. Brewpub Lots of Matza pizzas are made right here in Wisconsin. Brewpub Lots of Matza pizzas are available at your local grocer and tavern. Check Brewpub Pizzas out at facebook.com/brewpubpizza and get more details at brewpubpizza.com. Brewpub Lots of Matza pizzas, official frozen pizza of the Green Bay Bullfrogs.
We all want to be self-sufficient, whether it's fixing projects at home, whether it's changing the oil on the car, or maybe even keeping your checkbook balanced. But when it comes to income taxes, trust me, you don't want to do it yourself. You don't want to do it with someone that just does it 3 months a year as a little sideline job. You need to work with a proactive 24/7 CPA firm that can actually get you results and keep more money in your pocket. Pick up the phone today, 715-735-0583.
We've heard it time and time again. You want local loan decisions and servicing, faster turnaround, and answers to your questions handled right here in Oconto. At the Stevenson National Bank and Trust, we've got all of those bases covered, from local loan decisions and on-time closings to great rates and fair terms. Visit me, Bob Schwartz, at the Stevenson National Bank and Trust. I've helped many people, and now I'd like to help you with your next loan. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
If you don't know everything about insurance, you'll profit from the knowledge and experience at the Oconto Falls Insurance Center, 113 North Main Street, downtown Oconto Falls. You'll benefit from their thorough analysis of the insurance that you really need. They'll recommend the companies and policies that are the best for you. At the Oconto Falls Insurance Center, they specialize in complete coverage of all your insurance needs. Call the Oconto Falls Insurance Center, 113 North Main Street, downtown Oconto Falls.
Who do I perform for? I perform for all the awesome composers whose music deserves to be heard.
I perform for all the stagehands who make sure I never miss a cue.
I perform for our high school choir director who taught me to breathe from the diaphragm and sing from the heart.
Speech, debate, theater, music. The performing arts teach valuable life lessons that typically aren't taught in the classroom. They help high school students learn leadership skills that prepare them to enjoy more satisfying, productive lives.
I perform for Mrs. Evans, my high school debate coach, who has helped me become more confident than I ever dreamed possible.
This message presented by the Wisconsin Interscholastic Athletic Association and the high school in your community.
Hey, I've got a question for you. Who will you perform for?
Hello and welcome back to Capco Park. Sorry for the delay. We had some technical difficulties here at Capco Park. Got it back underway. What happened in the bottom of the 7th, the Bullfrogs would force the batter to fly out to right field, left 2 runners stranded. We're here back in the top of the 8th inning, and 2 are down as Mikey Falia would ground out to second base. And the batter, Brad Hamilton, would strike out swinging. Willie Bourbon now dug in for the Bullfrogs. Watches the 0-1 go by low. A 1-1 pitch now. There's 2 outs on the board in the top of the 8th inning. Sorry about the technical difficulties. Of course, it came in at the most inopportune time when we had some dramatic sequences. But these things happen. My apologies. The 1-1 pitch runs wide. A 2-1 count now with 2 outs on the board. Willie Bourbon, the Northwestern guy, digs in. Willie Bourbon on the day, 0 for 2. Was hit by a pitch his last time up. Came around to score for the Frogs. The 2-1 pitch to him is swung on and missed. It evens the count 2-2. There's a new pitcher out on the mound for the Lakeshore Chinooks. It's Brandon McWiggin. McWiggin comes in the game with a 12.70 ERA in 5 2/3 innings pitched. 2-2 pitch runs low. A check swing from Bourbon, but did not come around. A full count now. Frogs lead the Chinooks 4-3. They take the lead off of a 2 RBI with 2 outs on the board from Troy Johnston. That coming in the top half of the 7th. We're here on the top of the 8th here. Bourbon stands in. Payoff pitch swung on. It's a line drive into left, and it's an easy play for the left fielder, TJ Ragusi, to get under and grab the 3rd out. Bullfrogs go down in order here. 1, 2, 3. We'll come back with the bottom of the 8th after this. One last apology for the technical difficulties. Won't happen again. We'll be back with the bottom half after this. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. Stay tuned.
I loved playing high school sports. I loved the competition, the camaraderie, the bands, the crowds. all the pageantry, and I wanted to keep playing. But I graduated. No colleges called, and neither did the pros. So, to stay close to the game I loved, I decided to become a high school official. You know, a referee. When I played high school sports, I learned the importance of integrity, good sportsmanship, and respect for the rules. Now, as a high school official, I get to help model these same values to others. Maybe the colleges and the pros didn't call, but the kids in Wisconsin did. And now, I'm enjoying the competition, the camaraderie, the bands, the crowds, and all the pageantry of high school sports all over again.
This message presented by the Wisconsin Interscholastic Athletic Association and the Wisconsin Athletic Directors Association.
Come back to Capco Park here on the campus of Concordia University. There's a new pitcher out on the mound for the Bullfrogs. It'll be Darren Kelly. The right-handed reliever for the Frogs has been absolutely lights out all season long. Comes into the game with an ERA of 0.84. Would allow one earned run in his 10 2/3 innings out on the mound. This will be his 9th appearance on the year. He comes in whenever the Bullfrogs need someone to close things out, and do they need someone here? Came in yesterday and pitched 1 inning and not allowing a hit or any runs. However, the Bullfrogs would elect to take him out in the 9th inning, and they would regret it. Nick Gatewood dug in, watches the first one go by for a strike. The second one swung on and fouled away as a little dribbler back towards the dugout of the Bullfrogs. He goes down the count 0-2. Of course, last night, the Bullfrogs went into that 9th inning with a 2-run lead, would come away with it, dropping that game by 6. 0-2 pitch swung on. It's a belting liner right side that drops fair into right field at the feet of Troy Johnston. And it's the first base hit here of the bottom of the 8th inning. Comes off the bat of Nick Gatewood, and the tying run now standing over at first base for the Chinooks. Jacob Richardson now digs in. Richardson on the day, 0 for 2 with a walk. Stands in the righty. Kelly deals in a fastball that finds the zone, 0-1. Kelly comes set, the right-handed pitcher out of Alabama State. Deals in an 0-2 pitch that swung on. It's a ground ball to Pleshner. Picks it up, and he can't throw it across the field, as it would not have beaten out the speedy Jacob Richardson. He picks it up, running to his right after Willie Bourbon dove for it to try to make a play on it off the infield grass, but couldn't. The Lakeshore Chinooks have now managed to string together 2 hits in a row. Both, or rather the second one, an infield single. It's their 5th and 6th hits of the day, and now runners at first and second base, and Darren Kelly in really one of his first binds of the season. There's no outs on the board, and Matt Birch, the third baseman, will dig in. Birch on the day for the Chinooks is 0 for 2 with a walk. Shows bunt, pulls it away, it was low. A 1-0 count. Matt Birch on this season comes in the game batting .227. .1-0 pitch, shows bunt, pulls it away. It came across for a strike, 1-1. Hamilton grabs the picks and hops out of his stance. Fakes the throw over to first. Throws it back to Kelly, and he comes set. With his right hand, puts the ball behind his hip, and now comes set at the hip. Takes a breath, checks the runner at second, and comes home with the 1-1. Bunt's laid down the third base line. It's going to stay fair. Bergman picks it up, throws it over to first, and it's not in time. It was a close play over there at first base, and it was a perfectly laid down bunt by Matt Birch. The second infield single now of this bottom of the 8th inning. And Darren Kelly finds himself in a snare here with the bases loaded. Runners at first, second, and third, and no outs on the board. Chinooks look to take the lead. The Frogs have a 1-run lead, 4-3 here in the bottom of the 8th. Kelly deals in a fastball that is swung on. It's a slicer that drops foul left side just beyond the third base bag. An 0-1 count. TJ Ragusi is dug in. On the season, batting just 197, but a base hit here would likely turn the 7-hole hitter into the temporary hero. 0-1 pitch, so one gone and missed, 0-2. Kelly has allowed just one earned run all season. This is his 9th appearance on the mound for the Frogs this year. He comes set. Stares down Ragusi. Deals the 0-2. It's outside for a ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. No outs on the board. Runners at first, second, and third. Appeared in yesterday's game to pitch 1 inning. And will pitch 1 here tonight against the Frogs. Or for the Frogs, I should say. 1-2 pitch. Fastball. Wide. Evens the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes here. Bases loaded. First, second, and third are some Chinooks runners. At the crack of the bat, they'll be on. Kelly takes a breath, deals. 2-2s outside as well. A full count now, and the crowd gets into it. A walk would tie the game. Nick Gatewood standing 90 feet away over at third. Duncan at second. Or rather, Richardson at second. Birch at third. Payoff pitch. Swung on. Slicer left side. Foul. Into a beer garden here on the third base side. Ragusi stays alive. On the night, Ragusi 0 for 3. Stands in. The delivery. Breaking ball that finds the outside corner. The home plate umpire, Michael Eprite, rings him up. And it's the first out on the board. It's a backwards K. 1 away. Darren Kelly has some more work to do, however. This time against Royce Ando, the shortstop. Ando's 1 for 3 on the day, batting .224 on the year. The righty out of Michigan State stands in, and Kelly steals him a fastball. Check swing back to Kelly. Picks it up, throws it to home plate, and Brad Hamilton steps on home plate just barely before Nick Gatewood gets on there. Brad Hamilton thought that nearly didn't put his foot on the bag before Gatewood came across. And his foot kind of got caught in the turf trying to pick it up and place it on the bag. I mean, it was that close, and finally gets it over there in time. A check swing, ground out, back to the pitcher, Kelly. And with the bases loaded and no outs on the board, now bases loaded with 2 outs on the board after the 1-2 out. Connor Kimple now, the right fielder, will dig in. Kimple 0 for 3 on the day, batting .222 on the year. Rather, there is going to be a pitch hitting situation. It'll be Drake Lubin to come in. Lubin batting .274 on the year. Comes in for Connor Kimple. The Chinooks desperate for a hit here in the bottom of the 8th inning. They trail by 1. Darren Kelly deals in a fastball, runs high and inside. 1-0. Lubin, the right-handed hitter, who, as mentioned, batting .274 on the year. Kelly deals in a fastball. That one swung on and fouled back. 1 ball and 1 strike. 2 outs on the board, bases loaded. Kelly's put himself into a bind, but has an opportunity to get himself out of it. Drake Lubin out of Eastern Michigan stands in. This past season batted .269 for that team. Kelly comes set, takes a breath, deals. 1-1 pitch inside for a ball. That was close. 2 balls and a strike. 2 outs on the board. Bullfrogs lead by 1 here late in the game. A single could score 2 and give this Chinooks team a lead. That one swung on. It's a blooper out into shallow left field. And Aaron Pleschner, backtracking, makes the snow cone grab for the 3rd out. Just gets his glove on it out there beyond the infield dirt. And Darren Kelly gets himself out of a bind. Bases loaded, leaves 3 stranded after the Lakeshore Chinooks put 3 hits in a row. We'll come back with the 9th inning after this. Bullfrogs lead by 1, 4-3. Stay tuned. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network.
At 24/7 Well and Pump Service, we mean just that. Water will be available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Call 920-848-2407 or 920-604-2407, and a licensed professional will come out to your site, whether it is a water system installation, repair, well inspection, or install underground water lines. They'll be there. Call 920-848-2407 or 920-604-2407. We're in the Oconto Falls area Yellow Pages. 24/7 Well and Pump Service, Fireside Road, Oconto Falls.
Do you feel like you're paying too much for your medication? Stop in at Oconto Pharmacy and see our pharmacist, Ron or Poom, about our cost minimization program. We can save you some money. The Oconto Pharmacy, our family helping your family.
Hello and welcome back to the campus of Concordia University. My name is Nolan Knight, voice of the Bullfrogs. We're here at Capco Park. The Bullfrogs have a 1-run lead over the Lakeshore Chinooks, 4-3 in the top of the 9th inning. Darren Kelly got the Frogs out of a bases-loaded binds with no outs on the board. Would leave all 3 runners stranded. Due up for the Frogs will be Ben Hart, Alonzo Jones, and Kyle Benya. The 9-1-2 hitters. Ben Hart comes set. The right-handed hitter out of Oakland University. First pitch to him is a fastball that runs inside, a 1-0 count. .1-0 pitch, fastball that's in there for a strike. 89 miles per hour. 1-1. Ben Hart waves his lumber around. The delivery to him is swung on and popped up past the press box here. In fact, on top of it. 1-2. We're in the top of the 9th inning where the Bullfrogs have a 4-3 lead, and Hart stands in. The 1-2 pitch, check swing. It was low. They'll appeal, did not go around. The count evens. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Brandon McWiggin still dealing out on the mound for the Chinooks. He's pitched 1 inning and has struck out 1. Has not allowed a hit yet. He comes set and deals in a 2-2 pitch that's swung on and missed. Second strikeout of the day for McWiggin. 1 out on the board. Bullfrogs with 2 outs left to try to snag an insurance run. Alonzo Jones will come to the plate. He's 0 for 4 on the day. Of course, comes into the game on a hit streak of 7 games. Has been the Aurora Baycare Sports Medicine Player of the Game 3 out of his past 4 days. Had a great game last night against the Chinooks. Managed to sack fly his last time up, which moved a runner from second to third. In an inning where the Bullfrogs would score 3 runs. That back in the 7th. Watches the first one go by for a strike, 0-1. 0-1 pitch, swung on and missed. 0-2 count now with 1 out on the board. Jones, the Vanderbilt University product, has been a bright spot for the Bullfrogs. He's down the count 0-2. The 0-2 offering's in the dirt, however. A 1-2 count now. Was a perfect game All-American out of high school. A freshman All-American this past year for the Commodores. Makes the move to the Northwoods League after struggling in the Cape Cod League last summer. 1-2 pitch to him. Swung on and missed. 2 straight strikeouts for McWiggin. Of 2 swinging Ks here in the 9th inning. 3rd strikeouts of the night.
Designated hitter Kyle Benyo.
2 outs on the board will bring up Kyle Benyo, the right-handed hitter out of Youngstown State. He digs in. McWiggin's looking for his 3rd strikeout to make it a perfect inning. Stands in a crouch stance. Takes a cut at the first pitch he sees and misses. 0-1. Kyle Benyo, of course, spent a year at IMG Academy back in high school with head coach Chris Sabo. Finds himself here for the Bullfrogs, leading the team in homers. Takes a cut at the 0-1 pitch and misses. 0-2. McWiggin a strike away from 3 straight strikeouts here in this top of the 9th inning, where the Bullfrogs have a 4-3 lead. Benyo just finished up his sophomore season with Youngstown State. 0-2 pitch to him. Swung on and missed. There it is. The 3rd straight strikeout from McWiggin, and that will do it for the top of the 9th inning. The Bullfrogs need 3 outs here in the bottom half of the frame to end out the game. They're on a 5-game losing streak. They look to end it here tonight in Mequon. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. Stay tuned.
Just like a great coach, State Farm agents Margie Dahl, Oconto, and Paul Huberty and Lena can help you develop a game plan for your insurance needs. Whether it's car, home, life, health, or business, agents Margie Dahl and Paul Huberty can help you find the affordable coverage you need. When your life and goals change, agents Margie Dahl and Paul Huberty will be there to help you adjust your insurance game plan with a free family insurance checkup. So for all your insurance needs, call on a winner. State Farm agents Margie Dahl at 834-5151 and Paul Huberty at 829-5555.
Triangle Distributing is a diversified distributor of high-quality beverages that is focused on providing customer satisfaction, service with well-trained personnel that drives the market through teamwork, goals, and strong relationships.
Concession stand. I can't hear you.
Hello and welcome back to Capco Park here on the campus of Concordia University. Nick O'Hanion gets the nod to close things out here for the Bullfrogs. The Frogs have a 4-3 lead here in the bottom of the 9th inning. We're all the way back up to the top of the lineup for the Lakeshore Chinooks. They'll have to get through the meat of the lineup to get out of the campus of Concordia with a win. It's Matthew Micah, the second baseman. He squares in the right-handed hitter. Nick O'Hanion comes set, the righty as well. Deals in a fastball that swung on, a fly ball out into left. Falia tracking back's got a read on it and makes the grab, one away. Joe Duncan now digs in for the Lakeshore Chinooks.
Center fielder.
Duncan 1 for 3 on the day with a run. Has been walked as well. Would manage a base hit and would come around to score back in that 2-run first inning, which came off the bat of Nick Gatewood. Or rather, excuse me, Thomas. Gatewood, of course, with the homer yesterday against the Frogs. Joe Duncan watches the first strike go by. 0-1 count. Fans here with all their rally caps on. They want to win. 0-1 pitch finds the zone. 0-2. The Lakeshore faithful have stuck around in this one on this Monday evening. It's a cold one. The wind has come to a standstill, however. Bullfrogs looking to escape out of here with a victory. 9-17 on the year. 0-2 pitch swung on. It's a fly ball into right. Troy Johnston gets a read on it and grabs the can of corn for the second out. 2 away. Bullfrogs need just one more here to snap their 5-game skid. The Lakeshore Chinooks are 12-14 on the year. Coming into the game last night against the Bullfrogs, were on a 2-game losing streak but managed the victory. They're looking for the sweep. Ryland Thomas squares in and watches the first one go by outside for a ball, 1-0. Thomas, of course, started the game off on the right foot with a 2-run shot to dead center back in that first inning. He's batting .362 on the season. Watches the 1-0 go by for a strike, a 1-1 count here with 2 outs on the board. The Bullfrogs bullpen on their feet. Nick O'Hanion comes set at the hip, kicks his leg and sends in the 1-1. It's a breaking ball that runs low, a 2-1 count. Nick O'Hanion, of course, the Mesa Community College product, a recent transfer to Grand Canyon University. Ryland Thomas comes set. O'Hanion deals him a 2-1 pitch that comes outside for a ball. A check swing. Hamilton asked for the appeal. Didn't go around. 3-1 count. Thomas, the Central Florida product, awaits. Nick O'Hanion stares him down. Comes set, kicks the leg, sends in the 3-1. It's in there for a strike. Thomas had taken the first step over to first. He thought he was walked. All down to this now. A full count. 3 balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs on the board and nobody on. Bullfrogs looking for their first win in 6 games. The payoff comes across low for ball 4. And the tying run now at first. The go-ahead run at the plate. It'll be Nick Gatewood, the catcher, who digs in. Nick Gatewood 1 for 2 on the day with 2 walks. Has gotten on base in 3 of his 4 plate appearances. Belts hit a 2-run shot against the Frogs a night ago. First pitch he sees gets away from him. Hamilton throw down to second, not in time. It was a breaking ball that hit off the chest of Hamilton, got behind Gatewood, and rightfully so, Thomas scampers on over to second base. Some nice base running here throughout the night for the Lakeshore Chinooks. You think back to the bottom of the 3rd inning, they would steal home. It was a delayed steal by Matthew Micah that at the time would give the Chinooks a 3-0 lead. The Frogs would score a run in the top of the 6th, and then 3 more in the top of the 7th to bring us where we are now, 4-3. Nick Ohanian deals in the 1-0 pitch. It's a breaking ball that finds the zone. A 1-1 count now with 2 outs on the board. Gatewood steps out, steps back in. The Georgia State product awaits. Ohanian checks Thomas at second, sends in the 1-1. Ground ball to Ben Hart at second, throw to first in time, and the Bullfrogs snap their 5-game skid. They beat the Lakeshore Chinooks here on the campus of Concordia University in Mequon, Wisconsin, 4-3, getting a much-needed road win. This Bullfrogs team had the longest losing streak in the Northwoods League at the time, and that's coming off of a 1-run loss against the Rockford Rivets, and then a heartbreaker at home against the Chinooks, where they had a 2-run lead going into the 9th. They get revenge against the Chinooks here in Mequon. They win 4-3. Nick Ohanian gets the save on the night for the Bullfrogs. Darren Kelly rightfully should get some pats on the back as well. And the 8th inning would come in and load the bases. However, with no outs on the board, would record 3 straight outs to close out that 8th inning, which would give Nick Ohanian the opportunity to get the save in the 9th. We're going to step away and come back with the post-game show after this. Stay tuned. Bullfrogs win 4-3. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. Stay tuned.
American Lodge and Suites Green Bay West is the ideal location for your next stay, whether you're traveling for business or pleasure. They are proud to provide the amenities you want most and deliver them at the highest level possible, starting with comfortable, quieter guest rooms. Welcome to genuine American hospitality.
Is the frozen pizza that you're eating at home tired and worn out? It just doesn't have its stuff anymore. Its toppings are low and inside while the cheese is chin music. The time has come, friends, to make the switch. Make the call to the Brew Pub Bullpen. Bring in the relief and get the win with Brew Pub Lots of Matzo Pizzas. Made with premium toppings, then smothered in over half a pound of fresh 100% Wisconsin-made mozzarella cheese, Brew Pub Lots of Matzo Pizzas are the ingredients for a great time. Find us online at brewpubpizza.com, on Facebook at Brew Pub Pizza, or follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Brew Pub Pizza. Brew Pub Lots of Matzo Pizza, the ingredients for a great time.
Hello and welcome back to Capco Park here on the campus of Concordia University. Bullfrogs snap their 5-game losing streak. They defeat the Lakeshore Chinooks 4-3 here. Nick Ohanian gets the save for the Bullfrogs coming in to pitch the 9th inning. He would, however, walk one runner in that contest. We take a look at the box score here in Lakeshore. Your winning pitcher on the night will be Will Gilbert, his first win of the season. Losing pitcher will be Cole Ganetz, and the save, of course, Ohanian. Notable box score nominees for the Bullfrogs. Troy Johnston, 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs and a walk. Mikey Falia, 1 for 4. Willie Bourbon, 1 for 3 with a run. Ben Hart would go 0 for 3 but would record a run and a walk. Alex Pinner, 0 for 2 with 2 walks. Aaron Pleschner with 2 runs, 3 at-bats, and 1 walk. Again, your winning pitcher on the night, Will Gilbert. He pitches 6 innings, allows just 3 hits, 2 earned runs, would walk 4, and strike out 1. Bulkey would come in and pitch 1 inning, allowing 1 hit, walking 1, and would strike out 1. Darren Kelly would come in, allow 3 hits, however, get out of the inning with no outs on the board, getting 3 in a row. He got a strikeout in the inning. Nick Ohanian comes in, walks 1, strikes out none, and allows no hits. He gets the save. Jan Drone pitches 5 2/3 for the Lakeshore Chinooks, allowing 3 hits, 1 earned run, walking 3, and striking out 3. Brian Hood would come in and pitch just a third of an inning and allow 2 runs, none earned, and 2 walks. Cole Ganetz, he pitches 1 inning, allowing 1 hit, 1 run, not earned. He gets the losses on the night. Mick Wiggin, there it is, pitches 2 innings, allows no hits, no earned runs, walks none, and strikes out 4 for the Lakeshore Chinooks. Your Aurora Baycare Sports Medicine player of the game will have to go for the freshman from Baylor, Will Gilbert. He gets the win on the night tonight for the Bullfrogs, allowing just 3 hits, 2 earned runs. He walked 4 and struck out 1. Take a look at the scores around the league. We'll start with the North Division and then move to the South. The Eau Claire Express have a 9-7 lead in the bottom of the 9th inning over the Duluth Huskies. The Bismarck Larks lead the La Crosse Loggers in the top of the 7th, 7-3. In the top of the 8th, the Rochester Honkers are currently in the lead over the St. Cloud Rocks, 4-3. The Wilmore Stingers are tied up with the Mankato Moondogs, 2-2 in the top of the 8th. The Waterloo Bucks have a 4-6 lead over the Thunder Bay Border Cats. Hold on, actually, that one's just gone final. 4-6 in favor of the Thunder Bay Border Cats. Your South Division final scores. The Madison Mallards to the Wisconsin Woodchucks, 0-1 in a pitcher's duel. The Battle Creek Bombers defeat the Rockford Rivets 3-2. The Wisconsin Rapids Raptors 5-game winning streak comes to an end. The South Division leaders lose their second game of the series against the Kalamazoo Growlers 4-7. The Fond du Lac Dock Spiders currently trailing the Kenosha Kingfish 1-7. And those are your scores here tonight. The Green Bay Bullfrogs, of course, tomorrow will be back at home to take on the Kenosha Kingfish. We'll catch you there at Joe Annie Stadium. First pitch is scheduled for 7:05. The Bullfrogs will face off against them again on Wednesday at 7:05 and then take on the Wisconsin Woodchucks on Thursday at 7:05 as well. We'll see you at Joe Annie Stadium. As always, it's a pleasure calling Green Bay Bullfrogs baseball. Thanks for lending your ears, and a big thank you to Larry in the studio for sticking around throughout the game. Sorry for the technical difficulties during the middle of the game. We got it figured out, and it ended up working out all right, I'd say, as well, as the Bullfrogs get the win. 4-3. Stay tuned until next time. This has been Nolan Knight. Have a great night.
Over the past 60 years, Triangle Distributing has maintained itself as a leader in the market as it has responded to the changes in product innovation and consumer demands. It is in this commitment to employees, customers, community, and supplier partners that has enabled them to remain one of the best and most respected distributors in our state. Tri-City Glass and Doors, locally owned and family operated, and has been since 1960. Specializing in commercial glass projects and automotive glass repair. Having grown up right here in Northeast Wisconsin, Tri-City understands your needs and wants to be the residential glass and door professionals you can count on. They're here for your family in all of life stages, from building an addition on your home for your newborn to applying Aquapel to your new driver's car. Additionally, they are locally owned, so there's no hoops to jump through. You can call them or come in at any time to talk directly to one of their glass and door experts.
Honey, get the camera. Riley's rolling again.
That dog always gets excited up here at the cabin.
Riley loves the woods, don't you, Riley? Roll, Riley, roll. You getting this?
I'm getting it all. It's fabulous. But we can't upload it until we get home.
Right, no data connection up here.
Challenge.
Coach McCarthy?
Mason Crosby.
Switch to Cellcom, guys. Our coverage is great, whether you're out here or anywhere coast to coast.
Yeah, Riley's fans don't want to wait.
Now Riley's really on a roll.
At Cellcom, we've got you covered out in the country and all across the country. Cellcom, built for you.
Very athletic. I think we can use him on special teams.
But not to kick, right?
We'll see.
This summer at Cellcom, save $100 on a new LG G6, and we'll cover your cost to switch from another carrier. Cellcom, built for you. Activation Flex Agreement and data subscription required. Device trade-in required. Restrictions apply. Trademarks and names are property of their respective owners. Visit cellcom.com/save for complete details.
Visiting teams and combinations are brought to you by American Inn Lodge and Suites, Green Bay West. For toll-free reservations, contact 800-634-3444. American Inn Lodge and Suites, Green Bay West. Welcome to genuine American Inn hospitality.
That has been Green Bay Bullfrog Baseball on WOCO Stereo FM. Today's game being brought to you by 24/7 Well and Pump, Islandfeld, Saskatchewan, and Anderson, the NAW Credit Union, O'Connell Pharmacy, the O'Connell Falls Insurance, Stevenson National Bank and Trust, and Witt's Piggly Wiggly. Also by American Inn, Brew Pub Pizza, Cellcom, Tri-City Glass, and Triangle Distributing. Stay tuned for more Green Bay Bullfrog Baseball on 107.1 WOCO Stereo FM. Have a great day.